Man, what a hell of a playoff game. What a hell of a playoff game. And the Patriots and Mike Vrabel advance to the next round. Who will be the final team to enter the division championships? Man, oh man. What makes Matthew Stafford so good? Well, it starts with his offensive line. I'm sure it has something to do with Puka Nacua and Davante Adams. Grim in the building. How about them Seahawks? Damn. The Seahawks are greedy, bro. Stingy. Stingy. What's wrong with them Seahawks? Them parents didn't teach them to share? Fuck. Stafford hit as he throws. The field is icing up. Seahawks absolutely, yeah, they obliterated obliterated the 49ers. And it kind of put me out of the picture on Clay Kubiak. Robert Saleh. Don't bring none of them coaches over here, bro. I don't want no coaches that get smoked in the playoffs like that. Hope somebody else signs in. Let's get some one of these young dudes that never had no playoff experience, man. But yeah, those Seahawks are funky. Funky. Salute, salute, salute. Appreciate you, appreciate you, appreciate you. I ain't got no blessings. I can't see shit. Happy Sunday, everyone. Daniel Berry Sports in the building. What's good, my guy? Who y'all got? Graham Candy Angel. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all. Yeah, I was trying to be on for 5:30, but didn't happen like that. CJ Stroud says, I look back and I feel like I let people down and it hurts. Bro, I think you did let some people down. I mean, you only had 5 turnovers yourself. I think you let some people down, bro. I think you let a couple people down. I'll say one thing: C.J. Stroud is no Aiden O'Connell. I'll tell you that. I appreciate you too. Oh yeah, Mega. What the hell? Megan Cordova. What's good? What's good? Is it Megan? Meghan? I'll never see Megan spelled with an H-O-N. I can't read, so you know. Let me know. Sound it out for me. Sound it out. What's good? What's good? Appreciate you. You could pay me. Pay me for what? What you want to pay me for? You could pay me. You can hit that little button right there if you're on your phone. You can send a super chat. If you click on my links, you got Cash App. Shit, you can pay me. I accept all payments. What you got? Venmo, Cash App? Bro, that's your favorite football team? What, the Raiders? Them Raiders? Or them Texans that got smoked? 10K, you bumped your head, bro. You fucking lost your mind. Nah, bro. Nah, bro. You're on a whole nother page than I was on talking about pay. I was talking about YouTube, dog. You just went crazy. You went crazy. You in the wrong chat, my guy. No, don't pay the man. Raiders need to move back to Oakland. Man, y'all just gonna have to deal with the fact that we are now the Las Vegas Raiders. We got a free stadium. We can't get no fans to go in there. Like, we're stuck. Are you an Oakland Raiders fan, Los Angeles, Las Vegas fan? I am both. All three. I started out as an Oakland fan. Then I became a Los Angeles fan. Then I was an Oakland fan, and now I'm a Vegas fan. It's all Raiders. As long as it has this right here and that right there, it's all Raiders, baby. It's all Raiders. Who are the Raiders playing? They're playing the couch. They're playing the couch right now. They might be playing with their kids. They might be playing with their family. They might be on an Xbox, on a PS5 or 6 or somewhere. All right, trips to the bottom, all day to throw, incomplete. You could up it to 15K, bro. You need to go to the other site, Candy Angel site, not mine. I'm just saying. OG Robert Penn in the building. What's good, my guy? What do you think about these playoffs so far? Did you see the turnover fest? It was an absolute straight turnover fest. All right, we got 3x2. Spread offense. Bobbled snap, quick throw to the tight end, and he's going to pick up 6. The Raiders are on vacation. Yeah, they gone fishing. Raiders. Show this creator some support, guys. They are. They're in here. It's all the support I need. You could double tap the screen, though. 40 people, 9 likes. I mean, come on. Do the math. Do the math. Tip the plug. Tip the plug. That means double tap the screen. Subscribe to the channel if you're picking up what I'm putting down. Hello. 7, 9, 10. I ain't even going to try to say your name. What's up with these names in YouTube, bro? Can't y'all come up with some normal names like Frank or Tom? Like Jack? Y'all got some shit nobody could even read, bro. Lee Doherty. That's a little bit more. You're pregnant? I mean, that's... Congratulations. Congratulations. O-Town in the building. Oaktown. Oaktown. You need to make a Oaktown Vegas anthem. You need to make one of those. Congrats on the pregnancy, right? Congrats. What do you want, a boy, girl? Ever taken a... I don't even know what the hell an aqua dump is. Swedish meat bulge. The names y'all got, bro. The names y'all got. Can you what here? I mean, do whatever you want, bro. Whatever you want. Whatever you want. Eagles are better. Eagles are better at what? Sitting on the couch? Shit. The Eagles got straight ass clap too. They got coaches fighting players, players fighting quarterbacks. Y'all got all kinds of problems over the Eagles. Y'all win a Super Bowl and fall apart. Fold like lawn chairs. Great Brewer in the building. What's good? What's good? Great games. Let me try that again. Great games so far. As long as Broncos and 49ers are out of it. Right? But the Broncos are in it. And that's a problem. It's a problem. But they might be out of it. What do y'all think about Jared Stidham? If you're a Broncos fan, do you think Steady could come in and steer the ship, so to speak? I mean, because did y'all see him starting in Vegas? Did y'all see him try to replace Derek Carr? Didn't last very long. Didn't last very long. So, shout out to the former Raider Stidham being in the playoffs. May have more wins than Derek Carr coming up. He already got more wins if you count sitting on the bench. I want Bengals to go to the bowl. I'm tired of this, bro. Hey, I feel you. I want the Raiders to do something too. It don't even have to be a bowl. Can we just go over 500? Can we just have a winning season? I'm good with that. I'm good with that. Bengals fans trying to get greedy. They just want a straight Super Bowl. But I mean, with Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, you should probably at least be in the playoffs. I mean, right? At least be somewhere in the playoffs with the Bengals. Y'all got to get rid of the head coach, just like the Raiders. All right, handoff Williams. He is hit at the line of the scrimmage, and this Bears defense is fired up. Rebel dream match Super Bowl Bears versus Seahawks. I mean, I think it would be fun. I think it would be fun. But right now, after looking at the Seahawks, they the most dominant team in football right now. The Patriots played a damn good game. How about Caleb Chasin? How about Caleb Chasin with more sacks than Max Crosby that we let walk? Shout out to Caleb Vaughn. I'm trying to tell everybody, this guy needs to be re-signed, bro. I don't know how we let Caleb Chasin walk over there to the Patriots, help them win a playoff game. Robert Spillane, same thing. Man, all the guys we let go are in the playoffs while the Raiders are. Right? So we doing fishing. In case y'all don't know what that is, you never been fishing before. Yeah, I wouldn't mind Seahawks Bears. I don't think the Bears get past the Rams. I think Davante Adams and Puka Nacua, just too much experience in the playoffs. It's too much experience overall for Davante. Quick pass, thrown, caught. Ferguson on the outside, and the Rams are in business, bro. They just romping. It's the romping Rams. Mind if I toke? Nah, bro. Nah. Shit, I'll toke with you. Cheers. Let's get our cheers on. A little pregame during the game. I'm down for that. Down for that. Dabba dabba doo. I needed one of those anyways. Glad you popped in. Glad you popped in, my guy. Huge Willie. Huge Willie in the building. Stafford is sacked. Good thing he held onto the ball. That's what I meant. Hit those like buttons. Yeah, hit them like buttons. Smash the subscribe button. We are on the way to 2,000, yo. If we can get to 2,000 today, that'd be crazy. I mean, I only need less than 150, I do believe. We are less than 150 away from 2,000. Can y'all get me there today? 43 people in the building. Shit, y'all would already put me like within 100. Just subscribe. Just subscribe. You know you want to. You know you want to. Hello from Arkansas. What part of Arkansas? I'm in Ville. Fayetteville. Actually, right now I'm in Rogers, but where you at? Let me know. Yes, let's dab. UP Freely? That's my text name. That's my name. Is your next name? I mean, you gotta let me know before you change it, OG, because then I won't know who the hell you are, right? Damn, I have 40 people in here and they all dipped. Well, all right. Uptown Funk. Uptown Funk, go funk you up. Stafford goes deep with a rocket arm tipped up in the air. Oh, and nobody could come down with it. You need to make some Oaktown Vegas merch. I have some Oaktown Vegas merch. I even have some, you know, some Oaktown Vegas LA Dodgers merch. If you got on some of that. Candy was waiting for you all day. Yeah, man, I had some shit to do, bro. You know. I had some shit to do. Know the way. Rebel Goon is something nasty. Non kids ear what? What? Yeah, Bo Nix is done, man. That's devastating news, right? Let me hit this up. That's devastating news if you're a Broncos fan. You know, if you like the Donkeys, if you root that way, that's rough. Even if you're not a Broncos fan, you know, being an AFC West hater, I'm all about F the other 31, right? We got those merch shirts too. You know, if you're about F the other 31. So, with that being said, and hating the AFC West, man, I feel for the Broncos right now. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. That's rough. That's rough to make the playoffs. Two snaps before the game was over and your quarterback breaks a bone in his ankle. That's just sad, bro. Stidham is a joke. I don't know. I don't know. With this defense, right? With the defense, because look, he didn't have this defense when he was in Vegas. I guarantee you, Stidham didn't have this defense in Vegas. He had it when he was in with the Patriots. But what would he get? Like two? What did he play? 2 games there, I think. Got into 2 games, I think maybe. I don't even think they were starts. So yeah, Stidham's gonna have some problems, but they do have a damn good run game, right? They got a good defense that's gonna get you the ball back. So and they have Sean Payton, bro. And Sean Payton and this, that squad's gonna come up. Navy vet in the building. What's good, my guy? Sean Payton's gonna call a good game. He always does, bro. He's gonna come up with a way. Excuse me, timeout for a second. Timeout flag on the plate. Say hi to the bear. Eagles have 2 Super Bowls in 8 years. A lot better than most teams in the last 8 years. No, they got a damn good team. Um, they got a great staff. They got a great GM. They got a damn good head coach. They just can't find the offensive coordinator. The defense, looks like people are starting to catch on to the Nick Fangio defense. Might be wise for them to, promote one of those guys within, right? If I was the Eagles, I would be looking at one of the guys inside the buildings that have been with Fangio for a minute and that, can run that same style defense, but with some upgrades, right? Because it's the NFL. And if you don't adapt in the NFL, you get left behind. And you ended up with the not for long. Shit, hold up. I got to turn the game back on. NFL, not for long. I'll be smoking that 41ers pack today. Baby, go Hawks. What's good, sports fan in the building? How about them sea chickens? Whew. Sea chickens are nasty. Y'all are ruthless. Ruthless. Mike McDonald, I think he was the only child and he didn't have to share because that defense is stingy as hell, bro. I'm telling you. Rebel Dream Match, Super Bowl. Didn't you hear say Bears Seahawks? I like it. I think the Patriots kind of give them the best matchup though. Quick throw, caught, too large short of the first down. I think Sean Payton 8-2 with the backup quarterback. We'll see. Hopefully Dobbins is back to help the run game. Oh, if y'all get Dobbins back, that would be huge in the playoffs, right? That would be huge. There's a guy that can catch out of the backfield, that can get skinny to get through the line. Just adds you that one more dimension because you already got 3 good backs over there now. Hey, I'm happy the Niners lost. F the Niners, born to be a Raider. All right, ball on the 28-yard line. Quick pass, caught. And they're up to the 37. Kyle was waiting all day for Rebel. It's all good, bro. It's all good. I was waiting for him, too. Kyle's my favorite person if he come in here and talk ball. You can come in and talk ball, bro. It's okay. How about the Minnesota Vikings and J.J. McCarthy? They should have listened to me and kept Sam Darnold. I tried to say. I said it all year. Minnesota is making a huge mistake letting go of Sam Darnold. I'm still salty about the Bills game. I can't do football today. Oh, come on, man. You just gotta wash it away, move on. There's always next season. It was hard to watch. I'm not gonna lie. Pass out of the backfield, first down to the 50, to the 45, down to the 42-yard line. Monungai is an absolute machine. He is untackleable. Tackleable. Is that even a word? Tackleable? Well, it is now. This offensive line, bro, just creating gaps. Wide open. You got one-on-one with a corner and a safety, and he squeezes between both of them. Manungai is a dog, bro. Where was he drafted? In the 6th or 7th round? Yeah. I don't know, bro. Quick pitch. No, it's a fake. Roll out. Rocket throw. And you're going to break people's fingers like that. Maybe in 2 weeks I'm picking up a 67 Chevy SS. What? Send me pics too, bro. What you mean? What you getting the 67 Chevelle? Nice. Yes, sir. I'll be smoking that 40 Winers 2-pack today, right? Bro, you still a Raider fan? Yep. Yep. Bro, I don't know what this goon shit is, bro. Quit being a goon in the con. You already being a goon in here. Please do, Robert. I'm a little jealous right now, right? I think we all are. I think we all are. Robert Pena, look over here. Big dog money in the building. Files quit being nasty. What? It's my retirement and birthday present. Hell yeah, that's a hell of a retirement and birthday present. 67 Chevelle. You gonna is it stock? You gonna soup it up? You gonna add some horsies to it? You gonna put a turbo on it? What you doing with it? What you doing with it? Any plans? I left my Raiders in the off season after so many disappointing seasons. Best decision I ever made. You left the Raiders in the last off season. Well, you were not loyal. And I'm sorry for you. And that's cool, but don't jump back on the bandwagon. You know, when we're 4-13 this year. Don't even try it. Don't try to jump back on the bandwagon, bro. You are not welcome. You are not welcome. When we were 4-13, we were 5-12. Then when we get to, 9-7, don't even try it, bro. Don't even try it. Anthony Nixon, what's good, bro? Well deserved, Robert. Right? Nobody even likes you, Rebel. That's fine, bro. You ain't got to send me shit. Conway, Arkansas. Oh, you about an hour. What was it, about an hour and a half? 2 hours. Appreciate you with the 199. Big play by the Rams, and the Bears will be off the field. Bears needed a yard. The Rams took a yard away. That's how it goes. Shout out for the $2. Let's go. Appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. Already sub, brother. Keep up the good content. Appreciate you, my guy. And we still got to hook up, man. I need to get you on the show to talk about those damn Seahawks. Much respect to you, my brother. Marcus Banks in the building. Appreciate you, my guy. Maybe I should take a trip to Arkansas. No way. Then you can do a stream together. LOL. Shit. He better start sending super chats. If that's the case. Do I like the Raiders? I mean, they're like my third or fourth favorite team. They're growing on me. I mean, as good as they are. I mean, how could you not like them, right? So they're starting to grow on me a little bit. But yeah, they're one of my favorites. They're one of my favorites. Eagles? Come on, man. Come on, man. Y'all don't even have an offensive coordinator yet, do you? Me. I always be a Raiders fan all my life. I'm 41 years old and love my team. Ricky Diaz. See, that's what I'm talking about right there. Loyalty. Loyalty. Always be a Raider fan. Love my team. Win, lose, or tie. Bleed this shit till I die. Raiders. Rebel saying Kyle is stream linked. They could stream right now. He would not get on here. I'll send him a link anytime he wants to go live with me. Shit. Kyle can pull up. He knows football. Not on the phone, Greg. You have to set up a head. Yeah. I can't, when I'm on the phone, I can't just pop people in. It doesn't allow me to do that, unfortunately. I mean, I could send a link, I think, somehow, but what do you want again? Why do you always want to come on here when I'm trying to talk to people? Look, see this? You are so needy, I swear. You little attention whore. What's wrong with you? Are you good? You comfortable? Damn cat. I have all the Raider stuff from back in the day. Nice. Yeah, I don't have any Raider stuff from back in the day. It all got torched. You're surprised you really haven't heard any coaching news about the Raiders besides the interview and such. No top candidates yet from what I've seen. I think their candidates are sleepy. I think, not that I think, but I know Davis Webb, a surprise candidate. The Broncos, passing game coordinator, which is, still can't interview because they're still in the playoffs now. Maybe just one more week. I know his interview went very, very well. They really liked the young man, 30 years old, used to play quarterback, in the NFL for 6 years. Was Josh Allen's quarterback coach, right? A guy that knows football that a lot of people are impressed with. I wouldn't mind if they go young. A lot of people are saying Kubiak. From what I'm hearing, I don't think Kubiak's as high on the list as some people think. And I think a lot of their candidates are Mike LaFleur, Chris Shula, right? These are these guys, Nate Scheelhaas. All these guys that are coordinators for the Rams, I think, are tops on the Raiders list. And then there's some sneaky guys like the offensive coordinator for the Bears that are still in the playoffs that I believe, from what I'm hearing, will get an interview for the Raiders because Tom Brady loved Ben Johnson. And, if you love a guy like Ben Johnson, what better guy to get in than his offensive coordinator that spent a year with him and also has head coaching experience as an interim. So could be another guy to look at, but I don't think they're going for the big names. I think I've said this, for months before we even fired Pete Carroll. I think the Raiders want a head coach that they can influence, that doesn't have a lot of experience, that Spytek can, help mold into the coach that he wants, and Brady can help mold into the coach they want. So, look for the Las Vegas Raiders to go with one of these young guys, young surprising guys, 30, 31, 34, right? Maybe a Mike LaFleur, like I've been saying for the last 2 years they should hire. Look for one of those guys, in my opinion. And, with the teams in the playoffs, there could be some guys on the Patriots. Don't sleep on Thomas Brown, right? A lot of people, nobody's talking about Thomas Brown yet. He's the passing game coordinator and the tight ends coach for the Patriots. He does, a whole lot of work with Josh McDaniels, in Josh McDaniels' system. Tom Brady loves Josh McDaniels. What better guy than to get in if you can't get Josh McDaniels back than to bring in a guy like Thomas Brown. So look for Thomas Brown to be a name that's on the Raiders list, but as long as the Patriots are in the playoffs, and playing every week, it probably won't be. Huge sack. You want Mendoza to the Raiders? I don't think we have a choice, man. I don't think we have a choice. I think Mendoza's way overhyped. I don't think he's the quarterback everybody says he is. I've talked about it. I got to do a breakdown on my other channel, on my Patreon, but yeah, I think Mendoza is a product of a system. If you go back and watch Indiana last year, there was a quarterback named Curtis Rourke that was all the hype, to be a first or second round quarterback, not number one overall. But Indiana was 11-2 last year with Curtis Rourke. He was drafted in the 7th round, picked 227 to the 49ers. He's the exact same player as Curtis Rourke. Curtis Rourke and Mendoza are the exact same player. Go put on their film, go put on game film. You could watch 10 plays, 15 plays. You could watch the whole entire game. You could watch half the game. But go back and watch some Curtis Rourke games at Indiana and go back and watch Mendoza. It's a mere split image. He makes all the same throws. He's actually a little bit, I think a little bit more mobile But Curtis Rourke last year played on a torn ACL. Not torn completely, but, it was injured. So maybe that's the reason he fell to the seventh round. So, no, I'm not as big on Mendoza. But in this draft, I mean, who do you go? Who do you go? Do you take a shot on McCoy, the corner? Do you take a shot on Arbel Reese at a number one? A linebacker slash defensive end? I don't think that's the right move. Christian, what's good, my guy? Appreciate you, Raider Nation for life, always. Raiders moved to Vegas, then Vegas died. Well, I mean, I think Vegas died because the economy, the way shit's going, casinos are kind of like malls. The malls are just disappearing. Everybody's shopping online, right? Same thing with a casino. You can go online and gamble on your phone right here. You ain't got to get up and go to a casino. You ain't got to fly to Vegas, stay in a hotel unless you're going to see your team beat the Raiders, right? Then there's no reason for you to fly into Vegas. So, a lot of that shit online's killing a lot of it. But Vegas is still, it's alive. It's not dead yet, but it might be a ghost town soon. I can't believe they're still building casinos out there, trying to change the Hard Rock. It's definitely not like it used to be, man. I lived there 25 years, 26 years of my life. Vegas is nothing like it used to be. Nothing. Rebel, you should mod Jason Ruiz. Rebel, he's one of Candy's mods. Is he not? I thought he was. Oh, he was. What the hell? What the hell just happened? Oh, somebody already did it. Why didn't the color change? That's weird. What is the score? It is 7-7. 2:54 left in the half. Turn the volume back up because the commercial is over. All day to throw. Caleb Williams caught up the middle at the 40-yard line, and he is down at the 36. Clint Kubiak to the Raiders. I mean, if you're looking at Seattle's offense, that might be the guy. That might be the guy. It makes all the sense in the world, especially if they win the Super Bowl. How much money do the Raiders get from you a year? They used to get a lot, until I had a house fire and all my shit burned up and I lost way too much autographs, pictures with me with players that I can't get back, just way too much shit. So now, they don't get nothing though. Very poquito más, very little. I'm in Arkansas now, so it costs way more to fly to the games. But they used to drain me on a weekly basis. What do Raiders think of Broncos' chances? God, it's a commercial already? Fucking commercial after commercial. I believe the Broncos' chances are, a lot slimmer than they were. You have Jared Stidham, who has 5 starts, and 3 of those are with the Raiders trying to replace Derek Carr. In a Josh McDaniels system, I mean, I don't know. If anybody can pull it off, it's Sean Payton. He's going to have them prepared. I mean, it's not like Bo Nix goes out there and wins all the games, right? Bo Nix, maybe 1 or 2 touchdowns a game, under 200 yards, sometimes 250. He does make plays with his legs. He's mobile. But let's be honest. Their special teams, their run game, and their defense is really why Denver, is on a 13-2, run or whatever the hell they are. They won how many home games? 9 home games in a row or shit. 9-1, 10-1 or something at home. Yeah, they're a hard team to stop, especially at home where they haven't lost a lot, right? So I think the defense is going to be huge. They're going to have to play way bigger. And Sean Payton he's gonna dumb down the playbook. It's gonna be, simple plays. But Stidham's, it's not like it's a rookie coming out there, right? He did sit behind Tom Brady. I mean, he did sit behind Tom Brady. He did sit behind Derek Carr. Like this dude, he has been sitting in the system with Bo Nix. He does have a damn good quarterback coach in Davis Webb, who has interviewed a lot of teams to be a head coach from a quarterback coach with no coaching experience, but 2 years. So the Broncos got a chance, man. They got a chance. You got Sean Payton. You got a damn good staff, and that makes all the world. Just made Ruin as a mod. I know, and then I took him off and I made him back because you didn't tell me. Kyle won't go live with anyone. I know. Dub Bears. Dub Tampa. Dub Raiders. What? Well, we'll see. We'll see. Oreo 1, what's good? What's good? Who's winning? It's 7-7. Turn this back up. Can y'all hear it? Little play action, little trickery. Mendoza out of the backfield again, and he'll pick up a couple. Buffalo Bills fans, we got robbed. Oh, Buffalo Bills fans here, we got robbed. I mean, you can't look at football like that, right? You can't look at football like that. I mean, yes, the refs, they played a big part in the fourth quarter. And that's not what you want in a playoff game. That's not what you want in any game. But the refs made bad calls on the other side as well, right? They had some bad calls that should have been pass interference on the Bills that weren't called pass interference. So maybe they were just trying to make up for it. And if that was the case, it cost the team a game, in my opinion. Yeah, the catch, I thought it was a catch and fumble or catch and interception, whatever they called it. I believe he was down. I believe he caught the ball. I believe he was down. And, so kind of got robbed. But really, you got to look at football, man. You can't put yourself or your team in that position, right? Fucking, you're loud, bro. All right, the Bears are going to attempt a field goal in the snow. Somehow they cleared out a whole big patch right there. Nice. From 48, and it is good. You could have hit that shit from 68. Good heavens. So yeah, you can look at it, they got robbed, but football's football, and it's gonna come down to bad calls a lot, and it shouldn't, and the NFL needs to do something about it. But there was a lot of bad calls on that game both ways. And if you don't put your team, right? If you don't put your team in that position, Josh Allen, bro, 4 turnovers. So you can't blame the referees for Josh Allen not being able to hold on to the ball or throw it to the right guy. That's a Josh Allen problem. And he even said it in his interview while he was in tears, bawling and crying. Some people will say that's weakness. I say it was passion. The dude has been knocked out of the playoffs every single year. In the 1 year he didn't have the Chiefs and the Baltimore Ravens in his way, he turns the ball over 4 times. So, that dude's got to be devastated. They might want to do a wellness check on Josh Allen, make sure everything's good. Because that's horrible. That's horrible. So, yeah, don't blame it on the refs. Josh Allen made some horrible plays. Horrible plays. The fumble at the half. Why the hell are you running with the football out like this? You're a veteran quarterback, bro. That should never, ever happen in high school, college, or the NFL. So Josh Allen to fumble the ball right there before the half and give them another 3 points and make it a 10-point game, I think it was a wash after that, man. It was pretty much washed. Can't watch right now, Robert. What? OMG, dude, I was accidentally scrolling and I regret it instantly. I seen some nasty things. Okay. Since 76 for me. Raiders. 75 for me. 50 years. 50 years of this nonsense. Oh, what else we got? This is why I only watch you, Candy and Rebel. Appreciate you, Unleashed Raiders. Appreciate you. Means the world. Means the world. If everybody thought like you, and if everybody hit that like button, and if everybody subscribed to the channel, we would be well over 2,000 and I would not be trying to catch content creators that started after me. But that's what I'm doing, and that's my mission. So we are on a mission to catch a lot of people that pass me by. It's like a race. And I need a damn turbocharger. Sorry, my text 2x2. You good? You good? Step in. What's good, my guy? What's good? All right, the kick is up, and he is hit instantly after a 5-yard gain. That's gotta hurt in the snow. That was a lick. That was a lick. All right, what else we got? Thanks, good to see you. What's up? What's up? Peace to the family and the friends. With many in your God's hearts. Appreciate that, Daniel. You meaning Matt LaFleur? No, Mike LaFleur, bro. Mike LaFleur. See, that's the problem with the NFL fans. They don't know all the good people. Mike LaFleur is the offensive coordinator for the Rams. He is the younger brother of Matt LaFleur, who is the head coach for the Green Bay Packers, who just got an extension. So not Matt LaFleur. Mike. Mike. No, he doesn't call plays because McVay's is one of those coaches that calls all the plays. But all the plays that McVay is calling, they are Mike LaFleur's playbook. Be right back. Ooh, I smell spaghetti. Ooh, I smell spaghetti. I smell spaghetti. I smell spaghetti. I smell spaghetti. What would be awesome? What would be awesome? Let me know. Have you considered patching your glasses and streaming with one eye patch? I mean, I could do that. Yeah, bro. No, I never considered that. I can do that right now. Here we go. What up, dog? I'm a Raider. I'm a Raider, homie. It makes it very hard to read like that. I need glasses. I have glasses on for a reason because I can't read the damn chat. Because if I take them off, all the letters look like a damn. I don't know what they look like. I don't know what it looks like. It's bad though. It's bad though. Video killed the radio star. Quick pass caught. He would pick up 3 over the middle. Video did kill the radio star. And now video and YouTube is killing all the commercials, all the movies, all the stars. I was sad to learn they're closing Circus Circus. Loved the Adventure Dome as a kid. Man, I love that place too. You know, I spent many moons in the Adventure Dome and Circus Circus as a kid growing up in Vegas. There was nowhere to go except Wet and Wild, and you didn't want to be at Wet and Wild in the wintertime because even though it's the desert and people don't think it gets cold, bro, when the wind is blowing in Vegas and it's, you know, in the 30s, it's cold as hell. It's cold as hell, at least for me. So spent lots of time, many moons, like I said, in Circus Circus. They used to have the shows where they ride the motorcycles and the little bikes. You know, you could go in there, win stuffed animals for your girl and shit. It was cool. It's crazy that they're tearing it down though. They got to do something else for kids though. There's still just not too much things for kids to do. I mean, they had Scandia. I think it was Scandia or some shit. It was like a miniature golf place where you had some go-karts you could ride. Not too many things to do in Vegas for kids. I mean, now I guess there's a lot more, but I'm guessing round 1 quarterback, round 2 wide receiver or O-line, round 3 the other one, round 3 the other one, round 4 defense. Yeah, man, I would really like to see us trade back. You know, if we could get 2 picks in the first round and take 2 corners or take 2 linebackers or take a corner and a linebacker or a D-line and a linebacker, we need somebody that can cover. And the top linebackers in this draft are in the first round. Some might, you know, C.J. Allen, you know, could possibly maybe slip. I don't see it, but maybe slip to the second round. There's a lot of linebackers in this draft, but the ones that can cover sideline to sideline, hash to hash, you know, get to the quarterback, rush the passer, do all those things. A lot of them are in the first round, and the Raiders are going to miss out on a lot of good players taking Mendoza. It's just a fact. I mean, to me, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. I would try to trade back. If you can't trade back, then I guess you have to take Mendoza. But somebody's going to be willing to give you something for Mendoza. Somebody's going to give you 2 first rounds, whether it's a first round this year and one next year. That's and swap picks. That still gives you, right. There's teams that could do it. Teams like the Cowboys, teams like the Browns. Maybe the Browns, whoever takes that head coaching job, maybe they are not sold on Shador Sanders, and maybe they are convinced, and brainwashed like the rest of the world that Fernando Mendoza is that guy to change the future of the Raiders, or you know, the Browns. I don't know. So yes, I agree. More than likely quarterback. Against my wishes, of course, but I ain't nobody. Second round wide receiver. I think we got a receiver in the second round last year in Jack Besh. I think we need to give him time to develop. I see a bright future for Jack Besh. He's hard to cover. You're not taking balls away from him when they're in the air. He's going to win the 50-50s and make it 75, or shit, 80-30. Jack Besh is a dog, and he's going to be one of them ones. So, speed, I think we need speed. But, however, there's guys that run those 4.3 40s that always fall to the third or fourth rounds. If they fall to the fourth rounds, the Raiders got 3 or 4 picks in that fourth round. And I think that would be the time to grab a receiver with speed. I know we grabbed a receiver this year, or last year, in the fourth round, and Dante Thornton, 6'5", runs a 4.3 40, but he just can't catch the ball. He has no vision. Maybe he needs LASIK eye surgery like I do. Maybe it'll help. I don't know. Maybe he needs bigger hands. But at 6'5", you should be able to catch the ball. So we, two receivers last year. I think if they do go receiver, it's just going to be somebody with speed. I think it's time to move on from Trey Tucker, man. I really do. Like, a lot of people like Trey Tucker. 400 yards pretty much is his average since he's been a Raider. Just a lot of drops. Not really, getting too much separation. He's only an outside guy. He can't play well in the slot. He plays, on the outside. You're 5'8". You can't play on the damn outside. He never wins those. Never wins those at all. So the Raiders got some, I don't know. I don't know what they do in this draft, man. This is one year I'm like, shit, I know who I want, right? I know who I want. I know the players I want. I know the players I wanted last year they didn't draft are all killing it. A lot of them are in the playoffs. I know the players I wanted the year before that they didn't draft. A lot of them are killing it. Nick Emanwari is one of those guys. Gray Zabel is another one of those guys. 2 Seattle guys I thought fit Pete Carroll's system. Didn't get drafted. So I think if you're going quarterback in the first round, I think second, third, and possibly fourth need to be O-line. I mean, I know we have some dogs. I know we have, guys that were meeting outside of the building on their own because the coaching was so bad. Nobody knew what the hell the system was or what they were trying to accomplish with the blocking, that they started their own group after practice where these guys were working on themselves, with the quarterback. So that there's a lot of heart in the building, but heart doesn't always, win when you're getting dominated by the dude in front of you, right? So a new blocking scheme might help some of these guys, but if you're getting a quarterback, obviously the O-line needs help, right? JPJ, is he going to be a center? Is he going to be a right guard? Is he going to be a left guard? My personal opinion, I love JPJ, but his technique compared to Caleb Rogers, it's not even close, in my opinion, right? The size, it's not even close. I think Caleb Rogers deserves to be the right tackle for the Las Vegas Raiders. Right guard. Right tackle, they got to do something with DJ Glaze, man. I don't know. got to do something. You got to bring in competition. He didn't have no competition last year. He didn't have any competition the year before, and he was just pretty much given the job because he was the best one for it. They got rid of Thayer Munford, which, I mean, we've seen what he did at the Patriots. Even with a good team like the Patriots, he was no good. So this offensive line is strong. I think Caleb Rogers, like I said, deserves that right guard spot, or at least to compete for it next year, no matter who they bring in. Then where does that leave JPJ? Do they put him back at center, which a lot of people believe he is better at guard? A lot of people believe he is a Pro Bowl, All Pro type guard. I mean, do you keep him at center? That's a lot of questions. So the Raiders have lots of questions they got to figure out, and you can't figure it out with a coaching staff that's not in the building. You don't even have coaches. So every day that ticks by, where these guys are playing football, and we haven't made a decision yet, we're losing coaches. There's already two coaches now signed. Those guys are going to go get the top offensive coordinator, the top defensive coordinator. They're probably going to pull some of these coaches in, that interviews possibly didn't go well with them. And every day we miss is, another day that we're going to have to scramble to figure out what this team needs. I know Spytek knows, I know Brady knows, but that doesn't help your coaching staff, right? Your coaching staff has to know what the team needs are, and unless we don't know what the word is, but maybe they gave them, hey, go watch these plays, go watch these players. This is what I want you to look at, and tell me what you think of these guys. Could be a possibility, but a lot of the coaches they interviewed are in the playoffs, and I'm sure they don't have time to do none of that shit. My car was broke down in Jonesboro this week. Damn. That sucks. I hate cars that breaking down, especially when you're stuck and stranded. I got stranded in the snow one time coming back from Colorado in the middle of like 4 o'clock in the daytime with a flat tire, wearing jeans and a long sleeve shirt, nothing warm. We were leaving because we were doing work in Colorado. Got a flat tire. The last sign we passed 5 minutes before we got a flat tire said, "You are now in the middle of nowhere." Literally, it said 80 miles either way from any kind any kind of civilization. No gas stations, no stores, no houses, no nothing. We are in the middle, dead smack in the middle of nowhere. We got 80 miles one way, 80 miles the other way. And we sat there from 4 o'clock in the afternoon in a snowstorm with 4 feet of snow on the ground, so you couldn't walk or go anywhere, sitting on the off ramp till 3 in the morning. Out there waving down people in a snowstorm. People like, we ain't stopping. We ain't stopping. Probably thought we were axe murderers. We made it though. We lived. So yeah, being broke down sucks, man. Sucks. Especially when you break down with a flat tire and you ask the person you're traveling with, hey, you got a spare, right? Oh yeah, it's good. Never trust anybody. God rest his soul. Patriots going to the championship game. Broncos are going down. Yeah, I really don't see the Broncos, even with their defense. I just don't see them being able to hang with the Patriots. But Drake May though, maybe it's snowing by then. maybe there's snow on the ground in Denver by then. I don't know, because it looked pretty clear. But man, in the snow, he had a whole bunch of turnovers himself. What, three fumbles or some 3 or 4 fumbles? Nobody could hold on to the ball in that game. Except for Booty. Did you see the one-handed grab by Booty? That was a hell of a touchdown grab. No one is going to beat Seattle. Yeah, it's going to be a tough beat. It's going to be a tough beat for sure. Love play action. No one is beating the Patriots. Okay, we got a Patriots fan. No one's beating them. We got a Seattle fan. No one's beating them. We'll see. What's up, new to the channel? I just subbed. I'm a Raiders fan too. Raider Nation for life. Jackie Moon, what's good? Appreciate you, my brother. Thanks for the sub. Turn on notifications so you be notified when we drop this content, drop these lives. We're trying to commentate this game, but it's halftime right now, so. Chicago is winning 10-7. Yes. If the Rams lose, do we hire one of their coaches tomorrow? That's a damn good question. That's a damn good question. Have they interviewed Mike LaFleur yet? I know the interview is set up, and let me see. Don't you start that, dog? Hey Siri, have the Raiders interviewed Rams Mike LaFleur?
I found this on the web.
Rams Mike LaFleur seen for the Raiders. Head coach checker. Let's see where we at. Yeah, I don't think they interviewed him yet. I think it was supposed to be. I think it's supposed to be Tuesday. Tuesday is the Mike LaFleur interview, and I've been on the Mike LaFleur train for the last 2 years. I wanted him last year. They hired Pete Carroll. You know, the Rams are just always a good team. McVay disciples are just always damn good disciples. They're damn good on their own in the NFL. If you look at Matt LaFleur, his brother, if you look at Zach Robinson, if you look at who the hell else, all these dudes, pretty much all of them right now. So the Raiders have interviewed. As of January 17th, the Las Vegas Raiders have conducted interviews with 11 candidates. Kevin Stefanski, who is now the Atlanta Falcons head coach. Matt Nagy, who somebody told me took the Titans job. I don't know if that's true. I forgot to look it up. But let me know if you know. Did Matt Nagy take the Titans job? Davis Webb, Vance Joseph, both Bronco coordinators. Clint Kubiak, Jesse Minter. Iroho Evero, Jeff Hafley, Chris Shula. Yes. So Nate Schilhaus and Mike LaFleur, all three Rams assistants have been interviewed, but they were just phone interviews. So more than likely, look for all three of these guys. I do believe to get second interviews. I said it before. And if you want to know the top guys on this list from the little birdie in my ear, from what I'm hearing, it is definitely Mike LaFleur. It's Clint Kubiak. Nate Schilhaus is creeping up there. Davis Webb. Out of all those, somehow, from what I hear, it still tops on their list. I think they want to go young, and like I said before, I think they want a guy that they can influence, a guy that they can kind of, I don't want to say a yes man, right? Because they're going to let the coach, but, a guy that they could be more involved in, right? Because if you hire a John Harbaugh and you have Brady, who's never coached, never been a GM, all he's played was football, and he's on the phone with Harbaugh saying, hey, I don't like whatever play. I don't like what you did here, right? I need to change this. And Harbaugh's going to say, I don't think so, son. I was coaching before you was even in the NFL. Like, I ain't listening to you, right? Same thing Pete Carroll had the problem with. I believe the problem with the Las Vegas Raiders last year was you brought in a guy, Pete Carroll, that's been there, done that. He has the blueprint. We heard him talk about nonstop how he's won seven games every year. He won 10 games, every year after that. How he's done this, he's done that. Well, we started like this when we came to Seattle, and we started like this with the Jets. But those days were in the past, right? But his experience and his ego would not allow him to listen to people like John Spytek, who was the general manager that he should have been listening to when it came to his son coaching the offensive line, when it came to his son coaching the run game, with a 6th overall pick, that you're turning the Las Vegas Raiders against your 6th overall pick because he's not doing, well like he should be, because he can't do anything. He's getting hit in the backfield over and over again. So when you bring in guys like that, a guy like Stefanski with, when Tom Brady calls on the phone and says, yo, why are we doing this? Or why is this player out there? Or why is this player out there? I think if you have a younger guy like a Davis Webb, he's going to be like, all right, get this dude out, right? Just my opinion. So I think they're going to go young. And, they very well could possibly, if the Rams lose this game, it's a very, very big possibility that one of those dudes could be hired. But I think with the Davis Webb, and from what I've heard from Davis Webb, I definitely believe that they want a second interview with him as well. and possibly will. Found me on Twitter and follow me. Nice, nice. Appreciate you. Cool. I'll hit you up on there so we can set something up. Come on, talk football, man. Um, what did I do? Unleashed Raiders. What'd you do to Unleashed Raiders? Oh, he's just laughing at you. It's like, don't be messing with my number one supporter now over here. Seahawks will win. Smash the like button. Yes, you just gotta go. If you're on your phone, that's all you gotta do. If you're on a computer and you hit the like button, there's a little surprise. A little surprise. Pats will beat the Seahawks just like 2014. Damn. Kenneth going way back. Way back. You mean that pass call at the 1 yard line when you had Marshawn Lynch in the building? You mean that time they beat him? That time? Because did they really beat him? I mean, that was a horrible, horrible decision. You got Marshawn Lynch. You got beast mode in the building, rocking 2-4 with the dreads flowing, running over everybody, and you got the ball on the 2 yard line, and you're gonna pass. You're gonna pass. You're gonna put it in your quarterback hands. That's the love affair that Pete Carroll has with his guys, like he had with Geno, right? He has this infatuation with these dudes where they can do no wrong, and he would rather a guy that he brought in, like Russell Wilson, be the hero of the Super Bowl and take a chance on him being the hero of the Super Bowl and losing than rather being in a guy like Marshawn Lynch because he didn't want Marshawn to have that glory. I guarantee you, I'm telling you, that's the type of dude Pete is. We've seen it all year long with Kai Blue Kelly. We've seen it all year long with Stone Forsythe. I mean, come on, why wasn't Charles Grant out there? So Tomlin goes to the Raiders. I don't think Tomlin coaches this year. I mean, if they offer him 25 mil, I don't think he could turn it down, right? But if anybody could get the Raiders back on track, it's him. But I think if they're going to do that, then, all right, second half is about to kick off. I think if they're going to do that, then you pretty much, in my opinion, I'll be like, look, I'm going to bring you in as the head coach, but we just want you to head coach. We're picking your staff. We're picking your offensive coordinator. We're picking your defensive coordinator because you have problems doing that. Over the past years, you have had problems doing that. The staff has been good, but when it gets to the playoffs, they are not. So, you look like quarterback Hugh Janis. Who is what? Can you get some people help for Crosby? Unless you have to settle for Snowden or bring back injured Khalil Mack. I think Khalil Mack would be a damn good bring back. He wouldn't have to play every down, handoff up the middle, big run. Jeez. All right, 10-10. Second half is underway. But yes, Crosby needs a lot of help. I think Snowden is help, and I think he had help last year, and K. Levon chasing. But I'm really starting to get this feeling, and I know people ain't going to like this take, but it is what it is. I'm really starting to get this feeling that, does Max want help? Does he want help? Does he want somebody that's going to come in and possibly play better, take the limelight, take the spotlight, right? That's what it seems like to me. Why do you let K. Levon Chasen leave the building, right? Why do you let these guys leave the building? Why do you let Yannick Ngakoue leave the building? Why? Why? If you're the star of the building and you're the franchise, all you have to do is call Mark Davis and say, don't let this dude leave. And those players should be staying. I mean, Max did it with AP. He did it with who else? A couple other guys, right? He did the same shit with, I believe in our quarterback when it was Garbage Minshew. He's the guy. He's going to get it together. He believed in Geno Smith all year long, right? Like, man, I don't know. I don't know about the Crosby thing, bro. We get good guys in the building, and you don't want to do everything you can or speak up to keep those guys. And I think you have the power, right? You know Mark Davis. You're good with Mark Davis. It just makes no sense to have guys like Caleb Von Chasen, and they kept a Malcolm Kuntz, who is his guy, right? Go watch his podcast. He had Malcolm Kuntz on there. Malcolm Kuntz is Crosby's dude. They had them pay him $12 million, $12 million to keep Malcolm Kuntz, who what's he got, one sack this year? Meanwhile, Caleb Von Chasen for $4 million over there, less than $4 million, is killing it with the Patriots, right? So the Raiders have a lot of problems. They have a lot of problems, man. And it might be the star. The star might be one of them. Traders are undefeated again. The eye patch thing, Oreo Elliott made me laugh when you mentioned it. Now he's doing it. You know, I'm a clown. I'll do whatever. All right, what do we got here? Let's call this game 45-yard line. You got tripped, two to the bottom. Incomplete on 3rd and 4, and the Rams will walk off the field. And the Chicago Bears in the snow coming down will take over. The field is getting wider and wider. Kind of like my goatee. It's getting wider and wider. It's just not as fast as a football field, but it is, though. They still have Scandia, I believe. That's still there, right off the freeway. That's crazy. I agree. I agree, bro. We need to trade a quarterback class in 2007. The quarterback class in 2027 is lit, right? It's fire. But we also heard some people saying that about this class, how it was supposed to be like next year's class, right? Last year, everybody was saying, oh, next year's class is going to be better. And yes, it would have been way better. But 5 or 6 of those kids decided to go back to school. So, I mean, I don't think any of them have eligibility except for maybe 3 past next year. So they have to come out unless they get an extra year like Trinidad Chambliss is trying to do. But here's the problem with that, though, is unless somebody is dead set on Fernando Mendoza like the Raiders fan base is, and I don't see or hear anybody, more higher on this guy than the Raiders fan base, who's going to really try to move up to number 1? I mean, honestly, are you really going to give up a first round this year and a first round next year to move up 1 spot or to move up 2 spots if you're the Cardinals? I mean, 5 spots if you're, I just don't see that. I don't see that. I think the Raiders are just the luck of the Raiders, man. You try to lose on purpose the last couple games. You win the last one, and, you come up with the number 1 overall pick. And what good is it? What good is it? I don't think the Raiders wanted that. I think they were trying not to get the number 1 pick, so they weren't stuck in this position. And now you're pretty much stuck with Fernando Mendoza, because if you draft anybody else at number 1, you're going to be a laughingstock, like drafting Tyree Wilson at 6. If you trade, if you can't trade back and you take Mendoza, and you don't bring in an offensive coordinator that can run the same system in Indiana, because go look at Cal, right? He played well at Cal, but there's a reason he transferred. It wasn't because he was pissed off at the coaches, right? Or no, he went to a team that was an 11-2 team that Curtis Rourke put on the map. Everybody says it was Fernando Mendoza that put Indiana on the map. Wrong. It was Curtis Rourke last year. The kid came in there. They were 11-2. They made the damn playoffs. They lost in the first round to who'd they lose to? Miami, I think. I don't know who they lost to in the first round, but Curtis Rourke was hurt all year, so they didn't get put on the map by Fernando Mendoza. Fernando Mendoza didn't just come out of nowhere and become this great super quarterback that everybody thinks is, worth 6 first-round picks and 4 first-round picks. That wasn't Fernando Mendoza. He wasn't even talked about last year. You can go back. It's social media. You can go back and watch anybody's takes on anything. Find me a content creator last year that says Fernando Mendoza was their number 1 guy. Find me one, please. one that said Mendoza last year was the guy, was going to be the guy, could be the guy, was a sleeper, any of that. His name wasn't talked about at all until he went to a team that was already 11-2 or 12-2, 11-2, whatever. 11-2. That already had a running game, that has Signetti, that has an offensive coordinator that's been with them for the last 3 schools, like 8 years, has a defensive coordinator that's also been with them for the last 8 years at the last 3 or 4 schools, right? It's not like Signetti just built this staff. This staff was been with Signetti for years, for years, many moons, right? A long time. So I don't see how Mendoza can just come from Cal and leave a situation when Brady preaches, right? What's Brady's number one thing? Guys who stick in the system, guys who, triumphed over adversity, right? Did Fernando Mendoza do that to anybody in this chat? Did he triumph over adversity at Cal? No, he left to a team that was 11-2 and in the playoffs that has a great coaching staff, maybe the best coaching staff in all of football. I mean, they beat Ohio, but so did Miami, right? They beat Alabama. I mean, so, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just not sold. I'm not sold on this quarterback number one. And I don't feel like anybody else in the NFL. All right, appreciate it. I don't feel like anybody else in the NFL right now, except for maybe a couple, are thinking this dude is a can't miss number one overall pick and I need to trade my franchise to come up and get him. I guarantee you nobody's looking at Fernando like that. And I could be wrong, if somebody does come up and offer, a shitload of picks. But I think if the Raiders are to trade back, it's going to be like a first round this year and a first round next year. Or a first, a second and a third this year and a first next year and a second and a third. Or it's not going to be what everybody's thinking. It's not going to be no four first round picks. If anybody's watching film on Mendoza and is selling that bullshit, y'all are crazy, bro. I'm telling you. Like, I'm not a football genius or guru, but when I see a receiver jumping on almost every play that he throws the ball to, and you're telling me his accuracy is lights out, he is not Tom Brady, bro. He is not Drake May, right? You see Drake Mays catch the ball, receivers on the run, yards after the catch. I don't see that with Mendoza. I think these dudes catching back shoulder throws where the dude's stopping, turning around, catching the ball low, right? I see guys making great plays out of bounds with one-handed catches, great plays in the end zone, jumping out of the building to win the game against Alabama, right? So I just don't see Mendoza like everybody else does. And it's not hate on the kid. I think he has a brilliant mind. I think he has a over mid arm. It's not a rocket arm like everybody says. I think in short yardage he throws the ball hard as hell, which that might be a problem in the NFL. It seems like sometimes it's a problem, bouncing off guys and running backs. But you're looking at a team at Indiana who has one of the best defenses in college football. They have one of the best running back rooms in college football. They have one of the best offensive lines. When have you ever seen an offensive line get named MVP for a playoff game in college football? Or for a playoff game in the NFL, or any game in the NFL? You never see an offensive line get named MVP. The center got the MVP award. That tells me that this team is, it's a lot of older juniors and seniors, guys that are up there, a lot of guys that nobody wanted, that got chips on their shoulders. It's not all Mendoza. It is not all Mendoza. When your team and your defense gives you the ball inside the other team's 50-yard line 4 times in a game and you get 5 touchdowns out of it, I mean, are you really special? I don't know. I don't know. Short bus special, maybe. I remember Biloxi misses. They had a video caster right back in 1996. Damn. He was a wee lad. Throw on the run, caught. Did he catch it? He didn't catch that? Looked like a catch, my bad. We need a quarterback for the longest. I know we needed a quarterback for the longest, since Derek Carr. But what let me ask y'all this. What good is a quarterback gonna do for Raider Nation? Y'all hated Derek Carr. Shit, most of y'all hated Rich Gannon when we had Rich Gannon. Name me one quarterback that's not in the past that nobody alive right now got to watch and see. They just heard of. You know, guys like Kenny Stabler that had 8,000 interceptions and, 3,000 touchdowns. Like, come on, man. Look at the Raiders' history of quarterbacks, bro. It's not special. There is nothing special. There's nothing special about Raiders quarterbacks. But you hated on Derek Carr. Everybody, not you individually, but everybody hated on DC. Now that DC's here, y'all see how trash we are. We can't even win over 4 games without Derek Carr in the building. Can't even win over 4 games without Derek Carr. At least we won 7-8 with no defense, right? Now we got a defense. Now we got players like Brock Bowers. Come on. The last player that DC had that was anything like a Brock Bowers was Amari Cooper, his rookie year and second year possibly. So drafting a quarterback, yes, we need one. But I guarantee you the first time Mendoza comes out and throws 3 interceptions, y'all gonna run him out of the building just like Geno. Does that kid have the heart, the mental capacity to get booed out of an arena in Las Vegas? With fans yelling, derogatory shit to him and his family, to his mother that's in a wheelchair. Like, people got to think about this, man. Vegas is crazy. Raiders fans are nuts. Go back and watch the game in San Diego, where San Diego fans were yelling at Geno Smith, heckling him while he was on the bench. Like, it was bad, bro. It's bad. They calling him every name in the book, talking about his mom, his family, his kids. Like, that's a rough situation to put somebody in. and Raider fans might think they want this kid, right? They might be all over this kid, but I guarantee you, they hated Aiden O'Connell. Aiden O'Connell still 20 touchdowns, 22 touchdowns, 11 interceptions in 20 games. That's better than any quarterback we've had since Derek Carr. That's better than Derek Carr's numbers. That's better than Derek Carr's rookie numbers. Matter of fact, Aiden O'Connell's numbers as a rookie are better than any quarterback in history of the Raiders, drafted or brought in their first year. But they ran that kid out of the building. Ran him out. Nobody still wants Aiden O'Connell. He comes in and wins us a game at the end of the season this year, to beat the Kansas City Chiefs again. Beat the Kansas City Chiefs his rookie year. Almost got us in the playoffs. Almost snuck us into the playoffs. With a dude that never called plays before. We had a quarterback. You don't tell me you can look at Fernando Mendoza and Aiden O'Connell and tell me that he got a little bit more mobility. I've seen Aiden stand in a pocket and take shots that I've never seen anybody take before and get right back up. So did we really need a quarterback? Did we really? You hear all the talk about, we get a quarterback in the first round. We got that 5th-year option, on a cheap deal. Come on, Aiden O'Connell was making $1.2 million, was the best quarterback we've had in the building, and nobody was smart enough to give the kid an opportunity. Do you really think drafting Mendoza number 1, he's going to get that opportunity? I don't know. I mean, just look at us. Look at our past, bro. Look at our past. So taking Mendoza is the craziest thing I've ever heard of, and I just don't know how people are sold on this shit. Like, he's gonna just change the future around. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Cool, great. Maybe he can. Ball's out. Oh, and it bounces right back in his lap. Can't get any luckier than that, Matthew Stafford. And again, just take time. Go look at Curtis Rourke, put on his tape, put on Mendoza's, and be like, bro, those are the exact same plays, the exact same throws, the exact same timing, right? The exact same rhythm. One went in the 7th round. One's a first overall pick. I'm not buying it, bro. I'm not buying it. I'll never buy it. Surely we'll be a good linebacker in free agency, right? I mean, another thing, like Tommy freaking Eichenberg made an all-pro team on special teams. Tommy Eichenberg. You know how many people have been screaming, let's see Tommy Eichenberg get in the game? When he's in the game, he's made some plays, right? On special teams. He was good enough on special teams to make the All-Pro team. First All-Pro, or second, first All-Pro, I think, on special teams. That is our linebacker who's been sitting for 2 years under guys he's better than. so, do we really need to go get linebackers out there in free agency? Like, I know one. I know one. He's on this team right here. The Raiders have bigger problems than a quarterback, man. It is the guys in the building and their knowledge of the players. Now I'm not saying like, I know everything, but come on, it doesn't take a genius to turn on the all 22 and watch from different angles, rewind and see how shitty some of these guys are that are playing, and then see what some of these guys get in, 4 or 5 plays a game and make a play almost every time they're in there, but they're still not in there. So yes, we definitely need linebackers. There's a couple of free agent ones. Quincy Williams for the Jets is my number one linebacker. He's 27 years old. Yes, he's up there of age, like, not a Landon Roberts who's 32. But he is, the same age as the guy we just brought in who had broke a record for the Raiders with the most tackles ever, right? Most tackles ever, Devin White. Raider fans hate on Devin White. They hate Devin White. They can't stand Devin White. People are like, oh, I hope to God he's not on this team. Yes, he was the worst linebacker we've had. Bro, he had over 160 tackles. He broke a Raider record, and Raider fans are not happy with Devin White. It's not his fault he got put in coverage positions. He's a Mike linebacker that should be blitzing every single play and covering linebackers. You should never be 15 yards downfield, ever. That's coaching. That isn't Devin White's problem. So, to Raider fans, just I don't get some. I don't get how you could sit there and watch a guy, yes, he took plays off. Okay, once in a while. But when you're out there every single snap, more than Max Crosby, you're Devin White making less than $2 million, and you're out there 100% of the snaps, and you're gonna dog on this dude because he had 160 tackles. Come on, man. This crazy character of people. It just so. Like I was saying, Quincy Williams, 27 years old. I think he'll be 28, but he still runs in the 4.5s. I do believe can get sideline to sideline, can get vertical, can cover tight ends, can cover slot receivers. You got a guy you can drop into a Tampa 2 if you had to. Quincy Williams is a dog, bro, for the Jets, right? Plays on a shitty Jets team, so I mean, take that for what you want to. But just go watch this man play, bro. Go watch some games. Pay attention to Quincy Williams, a linebacker that I think would turn this team around. Can replace a Landon Roberts. Have him out there with Devin White. Put Devin White at the Mike, right? Put this guy at the Sam or the Will, the Jack, wherever the flip you want to put him. And this Raiders defense is different overnight. I guarantee you. We're just a couple pieces away, man. And people say tear it down, it's a complete rebuild. Nah. Teams that need complete rebuilds, they don't hang with the Patriots that are in the playoffs, the Jags that are in the playoffs, the Bears that are playing right now, Patriots and Bears. So a couple pieces on defense, a quarterback, and an O-line coach, and man, this is a whole nother football team. You're gonna be like, what the hell? Where did this Raiders team come from? Yeah, because we've had people in the building. they're just not getting used. How the hell does Tommy Eichenberg get all-pro honors but can't get on the field and make a tackle on defense? But he makes play after play after play on special teams. Handoff, picks up 4. Offensive tackle, linebacker on the second rounds, and try to move back 9 in late first round. If we can't trade back and we take Mendoza, we have to take some of them 4th-round picks. Some of them 2nd and 3rd round picks because they're so, we pick high in every round, at least the top 4, I do believe, in every round, and move back up to the 1st round. I think I've been saying this for the last 2 years I've been doing YouTube, but I've been saying it my whole life. Like, to turn a franchise around, it's obvious. You need 2 first-round picks. If you can get an offense and a defensive player that are blue chip caliber players in the 1st round on offense and defense, it changes your team around. Or if you get two offense or 2 defense, it changes your franchise around. 1st round players not named quarterbacks turn franchise around, right? If you're a first round quarterback, you might not turn the franchise around until, you're on your seventh or eighth team. Which is another reason you don't draft a Mendoza, but that's just just another talk. But tackle, yeah, man. I think Charles Grant is him. Can he play right tackle? I don't know. Roll out, side pass. My God, the arm angles. See, this is another thing about Mendoza. Mendoza is a robot. Every throw is the same arm angle. He doesn't throw from the side. He's not, bending or contorting his body and throwing off balance and still being accurate. It's a machine. You back up, you throw. You back up, you throw. It's repetition, repetition, repetition. And the more you do shit, the more you see shit, right? And the more your mind and your body develops together. So, yeah, man, offensive tackle, you got to protect your quarterback, especially if you're drafting one in the first round. But who's to say he's even going to start, right? We've heard Tom Brady talk about, I don't know how many times, quarterbacks need to sit for a year, whether they're first overall, whether they're second overall, whether they're in the seventh round, the eighth round, the 20th round, right? Quarterbacks drafted in the NFL draft to Tom Brady sit for a year. So then who's the guy? Aiden O'Connell? Is that the right move? Because, man, I'm telling you, if you start Aiden O'Connell and this kid comes in with a new coach and win games, then what do? You trade Aiden O'Connell and you hope to God Fernando Mendoza is the guy you think I've already known Aiden O'Connell will be? That's crazy talk too. Intercepted, Caleb Williams. We drafted two offensive linemen last year in the third round. They didn't get didn't get a lot of grass time, but the grass time they did get showed that they deserve to be on the field, right? I'd put Caleb Rogers out there and Charles Grant. Should have been out there a lot last year, a lot, but they weren't. They got no grass time. Darian Porter, another kid drafted in the third round to play corner. Should have been out there the whole season. He showed from day one he was better than everybody on that field. Better than Eric Stokes. Better than Ja'Cory Bennett that they traded, obviously. Better than DeCamarion Richardson. Way better than Kai Blue Kelly. But, the kid got, what, 50 snaps? Another thing I complain about all year long, bro, if we don't play these guys, how do we know what we need next year, right? We could sit here and say, okay, we need a tackle, we need a linebacker, which is all true. We need a corner, which is true. But damn, what if you draft a corner in the first round, right? Move back up and take a corner or a linebacker. And then in camp, Tommy Eichenberg is that dude, and the kid doesn't even get on the field. Because Tommy Eichenberg won't allow him to get on the field because he's playing so good. Or Cody Lindenberg, right? What if one of these guys, or even Devin White? Jamin Davis, another guy that was a former first-round pick that they took a chance on that they brought back in. He played pretty well when he was out there. Has speed that can run sideline to sideline. What happens if one of these kids get in? Or you draft Mendoza and he's just let him compete in camp and Aiden O'Connell's just way ahead, which 3 years experience versus a year in one good system. You do the math. Does anybody need any refreshing water? I need some refreshing water. You beat me to it, Oreo. Comes in. This shit every time. Just trying to stand up for him. Maybe bad. Salute. Lawrence in the building. What about Nick Harbor? LSU receiver? Is that who you're talking about? In the third round? He's tall, he's fast. Sure is why he's low in the draft. On boards, but he could be a real steal. Is that who you're talking about? Nick Harbor, the LSU? That if he don't go bottom first, our top second, I'll shit myself on the live. I can't do that, but I'm just saying. I think Nick Harbor is slept on, bro. He had problems with his quarterbacks, with Nussmeier, right? You had problems with Nussmeier being not the guy he was the year before. He got benched. So, if that's the dude you're talking about, I think yes. I think he'll be higher than that. But if you can give him third round, you got to jump on that. That's a steal. That's a steal. Do you see Laulu throwing a breakout season this year? He shows flashes of development. Mike Lopez, great question. I think Jonah Laulu should have been our starter last year, and should have had more reps than he was, because when he was out there, it was a different front line. He gets pressure on the quarterback. He gets to the quarterbacks like Matt Crosby, does, but he gets there from the middle. So I like Jonah Lauulu. I think his game is underrated. He started out with 4 sacks. He had more at one point in the season. He had more sacks than Max Crosby. He led the team in sacks, and then his gameplay diminished. Right? Go back and watch film. His gameplay. He got less and less and less minutes. Now I don't know, but my conspiracy is somebody in the building ain't happy not being the leading man on the team. I'm just saying, like, how does your numbers go down when your stock is rising? You get less playtime. It makes no sense to me. So I love Jonah Lauulu. I was stoked when they picked him up as a UD after they let him go. Who was it? The Rams that let him go? I think so. So yeah, that dude's gonna be a starter in the NFL, whether it's with us or somebody else. You got to keep the Vegas guy in the building. I mean, shit, he went to Bishop Gorman High School in Las Vegas. He's a Las Vegas native. I think that's one of those dudes that I said it when he was drafted. This could be a Christian Wilkins type dude, right? He doesn't have the speed of Christian Wilkins. Hopefully, he doesn't have the Diddy part of Christian Wilkins, but mentally, physically, the strength, the motor. He doesn't. I don't see too many defensive lines get sideline to sideline, right? Not in the NFL anymore. But Jonah's one of those guys that does. And I did a whole live on what the hell is it called? What the fuck's it called? Some kind of syndrome he has where he thinks that he's not good enough. Like when people tell him that he's good, he thinks they're lying to him, right? And shit like that. So Jonah Laulu's come a long way. His starting to get the mental capacity that he can do this. He can be on the field. He can play, and he's just going to continue to get better. Definitely. We need to draft a right tackle. Caleb Rogers show skills on the right at the right guard. I think Caleb Rogers, like I said, is a damn good right guard. But then that leaves JPJ as a backup or playing left guard. And I think he played well at left guard. And I think with Caleb Rogers in there, DJ Glaze looked better, right? Not great, not good, but he looked better with Caleb Rogers, knowing that the guy next to him was going to do his job. I think a lot of problems with DJ Glaze to start the season was you had Kappa next to you, you had JPJ next to you, then you have Kappa again, then you have Meredith, right? You got all these guys next to you, and he just never really trusted anybody or gained trust anybody to do their job. And then his footwork is horrible. If you put guys on the ghost position, line any guy up out to the outside where they can use their speed on DJ Glaze, he's cooked. So, yeah, if you draft a right tackle, I think we'll be straight. And there's a lot that I like, bro. I like the Francis Magoa, right? I think this dude is 6'8", 340 pounds. Definitely can use, better footwork, which they'll teach all that shit. And once you get to the pros, you'd be surprised on how many guys, in college don't really know too much about the game or, the wordage or verbiage used in the offensive line, right? Or techniques. They go off their size and their power, and they don't have time to teach these guys a lot. But there's a couple of cats. And we'll be doing some breakdowns here very soon. Mock Draft Monday will be tomorrow. We will be doing Mock Draft Mondays tomorrow. You love sniping trolls? Nice. Snipe away. Go Birds, 49ers lost. Step in. Um, Safest face card. I don't know what that is. Try to sign Lindenberg and get JPJ at left guard. I'm down with that. I'm 100% down with that. You know, JPJ, I love JPJ. I love his physicality, his mentality, but I think his technique, man, his technique just ain't there. If you watch the kid with his hands, with his footwork, you know, with his punch, he gets pushed around a lot. Now, he wasn't credited with a bunch of sacks or pressures, but I guarantee you he was in the quarterback's face an awful lot last year before he got hurt. And on the left side with Colton Miller, I thought he played better. And Lindenbaum, if we're in a complete rebuild, right? If it's a rebuild, like what's this? His third year, fourth year, right? Because it was his fourth year option they didn't pick up, or fifth year. Did they? It was the fifth year option they didn't pick up. Caleb on the run, throws, caught, first down, Chicago. Magoa is that Mon guy is a beast, bro. Like, what doesn't he do? What doesn't this kid do? God, I wish Ben Johnson would have really helped this Raiders team, bro. The kids that they drafted, I like Ashton Genty, and I think he's still got a chance to be one of them ones. But damn it, bro, damn it! If we could have got a better, you know, a better linebacker or a better corner or an offensive lineman at 6, and got a guy like Mungai at in the 6th or 7th round or wherever he was drafted. I mean, come on, bro. This team would be so much better. Trade our 36th overall pick in next year's 2nd round for the Rams 24 pick in the draft at right tackle. That makes a lot of sense, Mike Lopez. That's a damn good comment, bro. The Rams have 2 first-round picks, right? They might not be using them. They might try to use 2 of those to move up to get a quarterback in the first round. Maybe they want Mendoza because Stafford comes out and wins the Super Bowl and decides to retire. We don't know. Caleb on the run, and he will pick up the first down, it looks like. But yeah, that's a damn good idea, man. I would definitely trade the 36th overall pick and a 2nd round. And the next year's 2nd round, or shit, even a 4th round. Oh, was the ball wasn't across the line when he stepped out though? Come on, man, that's crazy. But yeah, the Rams, if they're willing to trade that, you could definitely get an offensive lineman there. I think the best 3 are gonna go, very very early. But I think there might be, there could be probably five offensive linemen taking tackles. I mean, just tackles taken in the first round. Every year we're like, okay, this is a bad offensive line draft, not a lot of great tackles, and then they end up drafting these guys later in the first rounds, and they turned out to be pretty good. Do you want to trade our pick or no? Yes, I would love to trade the pick and get as much capital as possible, but who do we trade with? I don't think anybody wants anybody. How do you feel about the Bills call and the Bills game? Which one? The no touchdown, the interception, no calls. I mean the pass interference, no calls. I think the refs are trash, and I think with technology the way we got, it's time to go robots. I mean, to be honest, you just set up cameras everywhere. You just have guys in the building. Pay these guys to sit up there and monitor cameras, and call plays. Call shit from there because it's getting ridiculous, man. It's getting ridiculous. No team should fight their ass off, give everything they have for a whole entire season, bro, for 17 games to make it to the playoffs, to get sent home because of a referee. It's a bad look for the sport. It's horrible for the fans. It's even worse for the players that that got to come up and cry. Grown men got to come up and cry on camera in front of people, in front of the world, because they feel bad because they made bad plays. It's horrible, man. It's horrible. So the NFL is working on it, and I feel like these refs are bad. I'm a Raiders fan, so the refs hate us. They've hated us, since Al Davis sued the NFL, and they continue to hate us. And it's just it's a horrible look, man. Raiders bad, but maybe next year. you know, I think we'll be better next year, but we're 3 years away. Are the Browns good? They had a damn good draft, that's for sure. Thoughts and prayers to all the Raiders fans. What do we need thoughts and prayers for, bro? We ain't dead. We didn't lose nobody. Woof woof. Woof woof. Can you give me a shout out? Shout out Alyssa Campbell. Can you give me a super chat? Saying, I mean, if we're asking for things. I got stranded in front of a bunny ranch, went inside and got the loot job. Oh, Lawrence. My guy, Lawrence in the building. Shout out to you, always keeping the chat lively. If you want to shout out, you gotta send super chat. Nah, I ain't about all that. I love the Raiders. You good always. Ricky Diaz in the building. Appreciate you. Y'all need Clint Kubiak or Kingsbury. I'm out on Kingsbury, man. I don't want no bitch ass dude that comes in and tells me he's gonna be my offensive coordinator, and then when he gets offered a better job, he takes the same position in another state, in another stadium. Nah, bro. Nah. Cliff Kingsbury could kick rocks. Virginia boy. I hate that dude. And he ain't done shit anyways, man. He ain't done shit anyways. I mean, just look at. Yes, they did good with JD5, but then when JD5 got hurt, you got Marcus Mariota, who's a solid backup, who can move, has the same mobility, you know, can pass, can do all that shit, and they win 3 games. So, I don't think Cliff Kingsbury's the dude. I like, you know, Clint's brother, but damn, after seeing the way their passing game looked yesterday, I don't know about Clay Kubiak, bro. I think Clay might need a little bit more experience in the NFL as well. If bud bugs live in beds, where do cockroaches live? All over. All over. In dirty ass, messy houses. That's where they live. Rebel, my dog. Appreciate you, Unleashed. Raiders need to draft Mendoza. Oh my God, here we go. Manungai. Blowing that DB tonight was great. Shit, I think he does it on every play. He's breaking somebody, man. You know, Ashton Genty does that as well. And Genty doesn't have the offensive line he's got. All right, handoff, first down. It's still 10-10 with 14 minutes left in the fourth quarter. I know I'm not calling a game, but damn, I got so many people in here to talk to. Maybe trade for Purdy? Shout out Pigs in the building. Appreciate you, my guy. Next Raider playoffs run is 2065. Yo, don't do that to me, bro. I'll be dead by then. What team do you think Jahmyr Gibbs is going to? Is he a free agent? He's not a free agent, is he? You have to bring him back. You have to bring him back, bro. There's no way around it. The Lions are nothing without Jahmyr Gibbs. I mean, the dude had, 4 touchdowns in one game, 5 in another game this year, 3 twice, I think. I mean, dude, he was their offense. He's been their offense. You can't let Jahmyr Gibbs go. Do you hate the 49ers? I love the 49ers. No, I don't hate anybody. Caught by the tight end, Parkinson's, and he is rumbling and stumbling and bumbling. Damn, he is slow as hell. Parkinson's is not fast. He ran like he got some Parkinson's disease. But great catch, first down, picked up a huge gain. What do you get? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30? Shit, I don't even know. That was a huge-ass game. Sacktown checking in. What's good, Sacktown? Appreciate you. None of the teams left except for the Rams were in the playoffs, which shows that with the right staff and draft picks, you could be in the playoff next year. Right? The right staff and a quarterback. Don't forget you need a quarterback. You got to have one of these guys. One of these guys that slang the rock. If you know Raider history, Um, then would Mendoza, what? Then you would, should be a Raider. Then you would Mendoza should be a Raider. You're missing some words in there. I'm trying to figure it out. I'm trying to figure it out. The last Latino quarterback Raider was Jim Plunkett, who won 2 Super Bowls. I get you. I get you. You know, and Flores also. I get it. I get it. I know my Raiders history. I know they were Latino. But just because a Latino won the Super Bowl for the Raiders doesn't mean another one's going to come in. And the dude's not even Latino. He's Cuban. Is there a difference? There should be a difference, right? Cuban, Latino, it's not the same. I didn't even think y'all liked each other. Like, to be honest, I thought y'all were like at odds and feuds and shit. But, you know, so yes, Jim Plunkett did win 2 Super Bowls with the Raiders. Flores as well. But come on, man, like that doesn't just because you're, you know, from a certain descent don't mean shit. It don't mean shit. Um, you watch for male cheerleaders? That's some freaky shit, bro. Raiders fan. Ha! Shut up. Darren Waller was good for Derek Carr. No, 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 no. Derek Carr made Darren Waller. Come on, man, stop. Yes, he caught the balls, but let's be honest. Let's be honest. Derek Carr with them passes sweet as butter. Come on. Derek Carr made Darren Waller. He made Amari Cooper wasn't shit when he went to the Cowboys. Um, he made Nelson Aguilar. Nelson Aguilar had his only great season ever in the NFL. Derek Carr. He made um, what's the little short dude? Oh shit, man. Every receiver we have, Derek Carr made. Come on, none of those receivers ever left and went anywhere and did anything like they did in Oakland, in LA, or Vegas. But Waller was good. But come on, man, he was an ass everywhere he went, everywhere else. Was Waller really good, or was Gruden in DC that damn good? I believe it was Gruden in DC. Man, bro, I'm sick of our team being being bad, man. Sometimes gotta change. This is about to die. Nah, we ain't about to die. Raiders never die. Raiders for life. We ain't going nowhere. You know, we're just in a drought, man. We're just in a drought. And it'll come around. It'll come around. Like, look, I told everybody that follows this channel a million times. The Raiders have made decisions with personnel, with players, with management, with the NFL that they can't take back. And karma's a bitch, bro. Karma's a bitch. When you do your greats wrong, right? Like Marcus Allen. When you do greats wrong, like Tim Brown. When you do guys that are great wrong, like Charles Woodson. Yes, they came back. Yes, our Charles Woodson came back. But when you do that, when you continue to do that, and that's the legacy you have, is when guys get to the point to earn money, the Raiders say, move on. Come on, man. The Raiders are the problem. This organization is the problem. The people in the building making the decisions are the problem. You can't do players like we do players. You can't do coaches and staffs like we do coaches and staffs. These people have families. They have lives. And you can't just bring them in and give them a bunch of money and think everything's going to be great when you let them go because you're still paying them, right? You're ruining people's lives. You're ruining people in the building's lives that have attachments with these guys, that become close to these people. And until the Raiders stop doing people dirty, Josh Jacobs, Amik Robinson, Robert Spillane, Nate Hobbs, the list goes on and on, bro. Michael Crabtree. I mean, come on, bro. The list goes on and on of the people, the players that the Raiders have done dirty. And yes, they're, once a Raider, always a Raider. Yeah, you come back when you're done playing and they treat you right. But what do they treat you like when you're in the building as a Raider? They draft you, they use you, and they kick you out as soon as you become shit. Or they kick you out before you become shit because they don't have patience to wait on you. Or they just keep you in the building to sit on the bench like Aiden O'Connell and do nothing but come in and win you games when he needs you to come in and win games. So yeah, man, yeah, it's gonna die if something don't happen, but it's gotta happen, bro. Something's gotta change. Something's gotta change. Do you understand football? The NFL is a quarterback. Do I understand football? Probably better than most. Probably better than most. I'll put my football knowledge up there with anybody, anybody. So I think I think I understand it a little bit. And it's the people that don't understand football that think you need a quarterback. And it's all about the quarterback. It's all about the quarterback. That's funny. That's funny because I believe the Houston Texans turned the ball over 6 times and still won. I believe the Patriots today turned the ball over 4 times in a playoff game and still won. Was that because of their quarterback? Was it because of their offensive line? Was it because of the offensive side of ball at all? I mean, yes, they put up points, but I believe their defense gave them short fields. I believe their defense gave them short field after short field after short field, and put your quarterback in a position where he don't have to march down the field 80 yards to score a touchdown. He's only got to throw it 5 yards to score a touchdown, like Fernando Mendoza did last week in the championship game. He got the ball on the 5-yard line, touchdown. Got the ball on the 13-yard line, touchdown. Got the ball on the 30-something yard line, touchdown. He had 5 touchdowns, under 54 yards total for all 5 touchdowns. So, do I understand football? Yes, probably more than most. Like I said, it's not all about the quarterback. Yes, you need a quarterback. But man, I keep going back to the days of Trent Dilfer, right? I keep going back to the days of Brad Johnson. People, oh, that was 40 years ago. They're still doing the shit. They're still doing the shit. Look at Mac Jones came in and did for the 49ers, right? A guy that was washed up, a bust. Come on, man. It's about systems. It's about coaching. It's about getting these dudes to be like, oh, let's get out there and hit somebody, right? That's what it's all about. And when you have those dudes in the building, you win football games. Whether you got a great quarterback, a bad quarterback. I mean, the week before, Houston, 4 turnovers. They still win. Why? Because they have a top 10 defense, probably top 5 defense, maybe number 1. I don't know. Will Anderson is nasty, and Darnell Hunter is nasty as hell. So we can sit here and act like it's a quarterback league. But when your defense gives you the ball in short fields, do you really need a great quarterback? Nah. You need a bridge quarterback. You need a quarterback that's situational, right? You need a quarterback that can manage games. How's it working for Joe Burrow? How's it working for Josh Allen? Right? How's it working for these guys? Is it really still a quarterback league, man? Or can you bring in a guy like Brad Johnson on one of the best defenses maybe ever in the history of the NFL and the Tampa Bay Bucks defense, right? Not built by John Gruden. Built by Tony Dungy, right? You come in and take over a team that has one of the best offensive lines in football, has decent weapons, has a decent running game, and has one of the best defenses in all of football. There's a reason they won Super Bowls. There's a reason Tom Brady and the Patriots won a lot of Super Bowls. Yes, Tom Brady. But look at their defense. There's a reason guys like Peyton Manning and Eli Manning won the Super Bowls they with. Their defense. Their defense, right? These guys didn't come in and have no 500-yard passing games with 5 touchdowns to win in the playoffs. Does anybody do that in the playoffs? No. Because defense still wins football games. So I get it, man. I get it. My IQ is not as high as most, and you got to have a quarterback. But if you have a top 10 defense and solid pieces around them on special teams and on offense, you can bring in a mid quarterback and win a lot of games. A lot of games. Look at the Steelers. I'm not calling Aaron Rodgers mid, but at his age, he's mid, bro. The turnovers, the decision making, the weak arm still, is not what it used to be. How many games did the Steelers win? It wasn't because Aaron Rodgers they won all those games. I don't even think Aaron Rodgers won them any of those games. Did the Steelers have any fourth quarter comeback drives by Aaron Rodgers? No. No. Raiders win the next 10 Super Bowls. That's crazy. I'm sorry, my guy. Derek Carr is not a great quarterback. And you don't know football, bro. You don't know ball. You have no idea what football is. If you tell me a guy that is third all time in the history of the NFL in fourth quarter comebacks is not a good football player, really? You're probably one of those dudes that said the Raiders should bring in Geno because he's a mobile quarterback and can make plays with his legs, and the Raiders are going to win a lot of games. Stop playing, bro. Stop. Stop. Derek Carr was a great quarterback, one of the smartest quarterbacks to ever step on the gridiron that never had a top 20 defense. The best defense he had was 1 year, 17th. They made the playoffs. How is that not a great quarterback? Great quarterbacks win games when you don't have a top 10 defense, when you don't have a top 5 offensive line, right? Great quarterbacks win games. Derek Carr won a lot of games with a lot of bad players. Geno Smith's thug cousin was threatening a YouTuber, sending him death threats. It doesn't surprise me one bit. That's why they make the big bucks. That's why they bring the big bucks to him. You seem like you have a ton of ball knowledge. I mean, I'm 50 years old. I watched the sport my whole life. I coached it a little bit. I played it. I love it. Like, I'm a Raiders fan. Oh, big run by Caleb using that footwork. So I appreciate it. I like to think I have a little bit. I look like Jared Stidham. Shut the fuck up, bro. Fernando Mendoza is a way better quarterback. You are tripping, my guy. You're tripping, my guy. You're tripping. Show me. Show me he's better than Curtis Rourke. Show me. I will let anytime, bro. Anytime you want to. My emails, my links, everything. You can hit me up on X. You can hit me on Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter. It doesn't matter, bro. Hit me up Facebook. All my links are in the description. Hit me up anytime. Put any plays you together that you want to of Fernando Mendoza and whatever quarterback you think he's greater than. And let's break it down. Let's break it down, my guy. I'm willing to do that. And anybody else out there too, I'm willing to do that. I've said this a million times. I've even put it on X. Can somebody show me how Mendoza is better than Curtis Rourke? Anybody. I don't care who you are. Show me. Let's do film breakdown. Chase, what's the famous quarterback that was a backup that does, on YouTube that does the film breakdowns, bro? Anybody, I'm willing to come on your channel. You can come on mine and show me the difference between Fernando Mendoza and Curtis Rourke. And tell me how one went in the 7th round, pick 227, and one is number 1 overall. Explain it. Just explain it. I'll admit when I'm wrong. But Fernando Mendoza, go back and watch Cal, man. Go back and watch Cal games. He didn't have the same offensive line. He didn't have the same weapons. And he sure as hell didn't have a defense. And he struggled. But when you come to where everything is perfect and you have a great team that you can just drop in a quarterback like Indiana did with Curtis Rourke last year, worked just fine. And they moved on from him and they plugged in Mendoza, works just fine. And I promise you, I'll put money on it if you want to, that when they take Mendoza out of this offense and he goes to the NFL, whoever steps in right behind him, Indiana's the same team next year. The past is not the future. Facts. Past is not the future. You think Aiden O'Connell is the guy, or you just don't think you need anyone? No, we should draft a quarterback every year. I'm not against drafting quarterbacks. The Raiders should have drafted a quarterback every single year Derek Carr was there to force competition, to find out who's better. Maybe that guy you bring in behind Derek Carr, in a year or two, is better, right? But the Raiders never did that. They should do that with Aiden O'Connell. Even Aiden O'Connell himself said, I encourage the Raiders to draft a quarterback. I want the competition. He believes he's the best one in the building. The people that know ball know he's been the best in the building. He's beat everybody out they put in front of him. And they start guys because they bring in a Gardner Minshew for $25 million. They bring in a Geno Smith for $71 million. Aiden can play better than Geno in his sleep with one arm. It's like the dude knows football. He knows how to read defenses. He knows how to throw guys open. He knows how to change the play at the line of scrimmage, which Geno, when you ask Geno that, why would I go against my coach? Why would I go against my coach and change the play at the line of scrimmage? Dumbass, that's your job as a quarterback to change the play at the line of scrimmage when they call a play and you like, oh, this play's not gonna work. Not Geno Smith. He's like, let's run that. Let's run this shit. We got it. Blue 52, right? So, nah, I don't think Aiden is the guy. I never thought Aiden is gonna be, the best, the next Tom Brady. Could he possibly be? If they would have developed him the last 3 years, yes, I believe he could. Right? Tom Brady didn't have mobility. Tom Brady wasn't athletic, but he had a great mind, a great arm, and knew football. Aiden O'Connell was the 8th string quarterback at Purdue. He started the last 2 years. He could have went out a year earlier and, probably went higher than 4th round. He was drafted by McDaniels. If you look at guys McDaniels coached, Tom Brady, right? Mac Jones, who goes to the 49ers, played well with the Patriots. So if you look at the scenario, there's a reason a guy that has his team in the playoffs and Josh McDaniels drafted Aiden O'Connell. He's seen something in that kid. Dave Ziegler is a damn good general manager who drafts damn good players. He agreed to draft him. Now, the word is on the streets that they wanted C.J. Stroud. Dave Ziegler wanted C.J. Stroud, and Josh McDaniels wanted Aiden O'Connell. But if you look at their numbers side by side in the first 20 games, they're the exact same. The exact same. Aiden O'Connell has one less touchdown and 2 less interceptions in 20 games than C.J. Stroud, drafted 2nd overall. So, yes, I believe Aiden could be the guy. I believe he could have been the guy after he threw 9 touchdowns and 1 interception his last 6 games as a rookie. Nobody's ever done that. I've still challenged any content creator on the planet to show me a quarterback in his rookie year that had the last 10 games that Aiden O'Connell had. Even if they started the whole year. This dude came in off the bench, 3rd string, with a OC that had never called plays in his life, and Bo Hart agreed. The dude had never called plays in his life. And they almost made the playoffs with a kid that in his first game got sacked 7 times because they wouldn't protect Khalil Mack on the edge. And he almost won that game. Brought us back, had us down in the red zone. So, man, Aiden O'Connell is just overlooked by people that just want to hate on people because of their character, because, they're Bible thumpers like Derek Carr. But you want Fernando Mendoza? He's a bigger Bible thumper than Derek Carr and Aiden O'Connell put together. You don't think Mendoza's going to be in the building reading his Bible just like Derek Carr and Aiden O'Connell did? And everybody in the nation hated on him for that. That was the main reason they hated on Aiden and Derek Carr. Oh, he's always talking about Jesus. He's always talking about God. He's soft because, he's saved, bro. Saved don't make soft. What do you suggest, bro? We need a damn quarterback, plain and simple. Trinidad Chambliss. If you're going to draft a quarterback and Tom Brady's going to make him sit for a year anyways, why not draft a quarterback with upside? Fernando Mendoza's ceiling is where he's at right now. He's not going to be any better mentally. He might learn how to read defenses a little bit better. His arm strength isn't going to get any better. He's not going to get any more mobile. He's at his ceiling. Trinidad Chambliss has a lot to grow on. A lot to grow. He's athletic as hell. He can throw the football, the whole entire football field. Like, the dude's got an arm. And if you're going to bring in a guy and let him sit, then why take one 1st overall? When I've said this a million times, there's only 4 or 5 quarterbacks. I think it's 5. 5 quarterbacks taken 1st overall that have even made it to a playoff game. Not won a playoff game, even made it, bro. There's only 2 of those in the last 25 years that have even won a Super Bowl. Only 2 quarterbacks in the last 25 years taken 1st overall have even been to a Super Bowl. Both of those lost. Do you really take a quarterback number 1? Or do you go with a guy like Trinidad Chambliss? Or do you go with a guy like Ty Simpson, who is a good quarterback on a bad bad Alabama team, bad coached Alabama team. I've said it before. You know, the coach is all right, but he's not Nick Saban. It's not even close. Ty Simpson, damn good quarterback. You could draft in the later rounds. You don't have to waste a first overall pick. And then if he's not that guy, then you're set back another 10 years like we were with Jamarcus Russell. If you miss on Trinidad Chambers, who cares, bro? It was a second or third round pick. We gave a third round pick away for Geno Smith. How did that work out? I am more willing to risk a second or a third round pick on a guy like Trinidad Chambers or Ty Simpson or hell, even Carson Beck. Carson Beck, bro. Carson Beck, 2 national championships. That's 2 more than Mendoza has. Carson Beck is going to be in his 3rd championship game. Watch Miami beat Indiana, and people will still be saying, Carson Beck's a 3rd round quarterback. A 3rd round quarterback? Why isn't Carson Beck talks of 1st round? Has there ever been a quarterback in the history of college football that has made it to a national championship and not been talked of being a 1st round quarterback? Can somebody tell me that? Find me a quarterback that has ever made it to a championship, national championship, and did not declare for the draft that wasn't taken in the 1st round. 2nd round, Jalen Hurts. That's the only one I could think of. Jalen Hurts, didn't he win a national championship with Alabama? He was drafted in the 2nd round. I don't know what quarterbacks were taken that year. But other than that, I mean, take a chance. It's Vegas. If you're going to take a chance and roll the dice, Trinidad Chambers, right? Tom Brady says he wants a guy who's been through adversity. Trinidad Chambers wasn't the starter this year. The starter got hurt. He came in against my Arkansas Razorbacks and put up 5 flipping touchdowns in his first career college game, in the big leagues, in D1 at Ole Miss. Before that, I mean, D3 school, right? He comes in, he sits for a year, for a little bit. He gets his chance. He comes in, and the dude's a stud. And then to top it off, you want to throw more adversity on it? They get to the playoffs, and the coach that brought him in leaves and goes to LSU. What's that going to do to a 23-year-old kid that had his coach believe in him, brought him into this system, and then walks away from him and leaves him just, hanging out to dry in the playoffs? But what did Trinidad Chambers do? He comes out, he plays his ass off. First play of the game, touchdown for an interception. Does he hang his head? Does he give up? No. They come down the next drive and they kick a field goal. They come down the next drive, they kick a field goal, right? Then he fumbles on the 5-yard line. This game is over. You're thinking, damn, it's 21-0 already. This game is done. Hell no. Trinidad Chambers comes out, drives right down the field, 80-something yards, scores a touchdown, gets them back in the game. 2 drives later, he fumbles again. Make a long story short, they have a chance to win the game. They drive down. They're in position. There's no time on the clock. No timeouts left. And they don't get the interception call, or Trinidad Chambers could possibly be facing Fernando Mendoza in Indiana right now. You want a kid that's been through adversity, right? Tom Brady says, I want to know what a kid's done when they've thrown 3 or 4 interceptions in a game. How do they react? We will never know how Fernando Mendoza will react, because I don't know there is a game where he's ever thrown 3 or 4 interceptions. Maybe he can in this college game. But I do know a game where Trinidad Chambers in the playoffs had 3 turnovers by himself and still had his team on the last drive marching down the field to win a football game. That's a leader to me. That's a guy I'm willing to take a shot on, right? Not a guy that's in one of the best teams. Another thing, they're constantly talking about how Indiana could be one of the greatest college football teams of all time. Yes, the Miami team of the 80s, the Jimmy Johnson-led Miami team of the 80s, right? These teams led by Nick Saban that were 17-0 with Mac Jones, with Mac Jones, as a matter of fact, 17-0, right? These teams, Indiana is talking about being the greatest team out of all of those. And you're telling me it's all Fernando Mendoza because he's of a Latin descent or Cuban or Spanish, or whatever you want to say, right? That's the reason you're giving me why he needs to be, because two Raider former quarterbacks won a Super Bowl. That it just makes no sense, bro. Makes no sense. The NFL is a quarterback league. Without one, you ain't winning nothing. Wake up, my guy. Check this out. Brad Johnson won a Super Bowl with the Tampa Bay Bucks. You know what he averaged a game? 140 yards a game, one touchdown. That's a mid quarterback. It's a mid quarterback. Trent Dilfer with the Ravens won a Super Bowl. I do believe he averaged less than 200 yards a game. He threw the ball 20 times a game. You can't stand here and tell me that you need a quarterback to win championships or win playoff games. But you could tell me that you got Joe Burrow, right? One of the best quarterbacks in all of football. How many times has he been to the playoffs since his rookie year or second year in the NFL? How many times? How many times has he been there? Matthew Stafford. Matthew Stafford, look at him with the Rams. One of probably the greatest, got to be in the top 10 of greatest quarterbacks of all time, in my opinion. How good did he do in Detroit? Did he win games for them? It's not the quarterback, my guy. This is a team sport. T-E-A-M. 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 Team. It's a team sport, bro. I've never seen a quarterback in my life go out there and throw a touchdown and then go play safety and then go play linebacker and then play defense and stop the other team. Yes, I get what you're saying. It is a quarterback-driven league. But people misunderstand and think that you need a quarterback taken number 1 overall or in the first round to win. And yes, there's a lot of first-round quarterbacks that are in the playoffs. If you look around the league, all the good teams have first-round quarterbacks. But they also have top 10 defenses. They also have top 5, 10 offensive lines. They also have star receivers. They also have a great running game. They also have damn good special teams. It's like it's not just that quarterback. Another quarterback taking number 1 overall, right? In Jacksonville. How good has he been the last couple of years? They get a new coach. They get some receivers around him. They get a defense that's leads the league in turnovers, leads the league in points off of turnovers. Was it Trevor Lawrence? No, because in Trevor Lawrence did in the playoffs, he threw 3 interceptions and cost his team a playoff game. It wasn't the defense that cost that team the playoff game, right? I'm just saying. Quarterbacks, yes, you have to have, but it don't have to be a $70 million quarterback. Look at Lamar Jackson, right? How much you paying Lamar Jackson? How many playoff and Super Bowl wins does he have? Great arm, athletic as hell. Come on, man. It's a team sport. It's a team sport. And as long as you got a great coach, as long as you got a team that believes in that great coach and his philosophy and his game plan, and they have great people around them, because no head coach has ever won a Super Bowl by himself either. It takes a staff. It takes a great staff. It takes a great offense. It takes a great defense, great special teams. Man, there's so many things that are involved in winning a game that's not just the quarterback. Right now, the highest paid quarterbacks in the league are sitting at home. All of them. All the highest paid quarterbacks in the league right now. Probably would be fishing if it was nice weather. Raiders need an offensive line and a defensive line. We can't get pressure on a quarterback. If your quarterback has 8 seconds to throw every single play, you're going to lose. These quarterbacks are too good, whether they're taken first overall, taken in the second round, taken 4th round like Aiden O'Connell. If you give a quarterback, even a 3rd-string quarterback, 8 seconds to throw in the pocket, you're going to pick guys apart, bro. You're going to get your ass beat. So, yes, offensive line, defensive line, man, you got to have it. You got to have it. It's a team sport. Again, ask Joe Burrow if he prefers to have a better offensive line or a defense that when they score 30 points a game, because the Bengals average 30 points a game, but they give up 35. Shit. That great quarterback can't do shit without that great defense. I agree that, yes, I agree that was all Pete Carroll that was asked. It's going to evaluate the evaluation of rookies, evaluation of players from Pete Carroll was trash, man. Take Mendoza. Man. Take him. Take him. Do you know when they will make the final decision on which coach they are choosing? Yep, when they find the right one. Pass over the middle, cut down to the 30. It's great commentating. Should probably turn this back up. He will have a longer career for it. Um, you are awesome for always showing support unleashed. Yes, definitely. Definitely. All right, quick handoff. DeAndre Swift picks up 12, running people over. LOL, you're bold for wearing that hat. Shit. Am I bold for this too? Am I bold for that? Shit, like the hat. I could take this off, bro. Look, it's movable. Let's face it. Even if we've been bad for over 20 years, at this point, Raiders fans just need to hope. That's why so many elder fans want Mendoza. Nick Harbor for the Gamecocks. Oh, that's right. Yeah, my bad. Damn, I'm that far behind in the chat. I'm never gonna get through this. Let's just talk football. Shit, I'll be on here forever. Bear down. Who y'all going to draft? I don't know, man. I don't know. Yeah, South Carolina kid Nick Harper. I don't know why I was thinking LSU. That was Lenora Sellers, wide receiver, right? I don't know why I was thinking LSU. But yeah, Nick Harbor still same. I think he's gonna go way earlier than people have him, pegged right now. Caleb Williams all day to throw, and he overthrows it a mile in the end zone. Sorry, we gave you Gino and Pete. Nah, bro, I can't forgive you for that. Apology not accepted. not accepted. Nah, man, it's all good. Hate the Chiefs? Yes. What do you think? What do you think going to do? What you think going to do? I don't know. I don't know what that means. How do you describe people? Fucking mean, arrogant, self-entitled. I don't know. How do you describe people? Who do you think is gonna win the Super Bowl? My picks are still in. Seattle and the Patriots. That was my Super Bowl prediction before the playoffs started, and it seems I'm gonna have to stick with it because it looks like they probably them. What's up, Andrew Wright? Your team is bun ass. I've never heard of bun ass before. Do I think the Broncos will win? I don't know, bro. I don't know. Stidham, we'll see what Stiddy could do, man. Like I said, I think they got a good coach. They got a good defensive team. And whoever's arguing with me about this damn quarterback thing, touchdown Bears. Oh, shit. And it is 17-17, and we have a ball game, folks. Cole Kmet in the back of the end zone. But, yeah, come back after that Broncos game if they win. And that will just prove you don't need a first-round quarterback, bro. You don't even need a great quarterback. You need somebody that doesn't turn the ball over, can take your team down the field, and you don't have to be great to do that. I could do that. I could do that. At 50, put me in there. I can make the right decisions. It's not hard. I mean, it is hard, but I'm just saying. If you got a guy that could do that, you could win a lot of ball games. And this game is tied. Just go look at the Packers, right? Malik Willis. A lot of people passed on Malik Willis in the draft. A lot of people thought Malik Willis wasn't going to be that dude because of his size, right? They underestimated his heart. But anytime he gets on the grass, the dude is lights out, right? He's a backup. That offense, I think, looks just as good, if not better, sometimes than it does with with Jordan Love picked in the first round. So right person on the right team could be a big difference. Mad, bro? Nah, I ain't never mad. What inspired me to stream? You mean when I started streaming? Um, the nonsense on YouTube, the nonsense about drafting Shador, you know, AP being coach, just a bunch of nonsense. I felt like I had a voice that I wanted to be heard, and I thought I'd come on here and you know give my opinion of 50 years being a Raider fan. When I was watching this team before a lot of these dudes was a twinkle in their daddy's eye, and I just didn't like the way they were misrepresenting my Raiders. Some of the players, the coaches, even. And I thought I'd just come on and talk a little shit, and it just kind of took off from there. I was born to be a Raider fan, 100%. Nice. And there's evil people out there. Fuck all the negativity, right? Right? What's up from a Bills fan? How you feel about the game, man? You feel like you got robbed? You feel like your team should have never put your team in that position? 13 seconds, 17-17. We are going to another overtime game. Will the referees be part of this game or not? We shall see. Chiefs Kingdom. Hate to say it, though. Bro, check this out. Like, if you're going to come in and talk about your team, you at least have balls enough to stand on your business, bro. You're a Chiefs fan. That's fine. Y'all got more Super Bowl rings than anybody on the planet right now. Like, don't be mad. Don't be mad. You can't win them all. You'll be back. I just hope in a long time. Chargers, Broom Raiders. Yeah, they swept us, man. It's all right, though. It's all right, though. We like getting swept. We'll be back. We'll be back. Bro, you're a clown. You're a clown. Why is a black dude trying to get me to say the N-word on here? Like, just so you can say, oh, you're a racist? You're a piece of shit for just coming in here and trying to get people to say stupid ass shit, bro. So, just letting you know. I ain't gonna block you because I ain't like that. But you should have more self-respect as a black man to come in here and try to entice a white man to say the N-word, bro. That's some trash shit. Maybe you should stop telling people you're not all about when someone's mentioning you. Get a super chats, give, make you money. I mean, I'm down with super chats, but I ain't begging. I ain't asking nobody for shit, bro. If y'all feel like I'm providing you with content or knowledge that they need a super chat, then shit, feel free. The button's right there. Like, but I don't have to ask for it. That's just not me. I ain't begging for shit. I ain't asking nobody for nothing. Like, if they want to give it to me because they like me, shit, I'll accept it, right? Of course. I'm going to shout them out. But I ain't going to ask people. It's just, I don't do that. Raiders looking good in the playoffs. They looking really good, bro. The Bears. Can't beat the Raiders in the playoffs. We are undefeated. Who do you think is going to the Super Bowl this year? I've said this a million times. I really feel like it's going to be Seattle and the Patriots. Or, if it's not Seattle and the Patriots, it's going to be Rams. Rams Patriots. You're not getting me to say the Donkeys, bro. Not going to happen. Not going to happen. Question is, Pete Carroll still coach for the Raiders? No. His sons are still on the staff. All three of them, included the adopted step quarterback child. I think they're trying to say that race matters. Race doesn't matter. Talent and skills matters. Race doesn't shit matter what? In football? It might. It might. You got to be fast. You got to be strong. You got to be quick. And not too many white boys have that God-given gift. Bro, speaking facts. Appreciate you. Candy, do you really believe that? Leaky T in the building. The way these teams playing, right? Good struggling. Going to struggle against the Seahawks. Everybody's going to struggle against Seahawks. There's not anybody out there I see right now that has all three phases: special teams, defense, offense. Actually, all four phases. You could throw coaches at a phase too. So I'm gonna switch it up. All four phases. Seattle is rolling, man, and you making plays on special teams, you making plays on defense, you making plays on offense. It's just hard to beat that. It's hard to beat that. And they got momentum. They got home field advantage. They're playing in their stadium that's loud as hell. And if you've never been to Seattle Stadium, it is one of the loudest stadiums to be in. Like, it's just the way it's constructed. And when them fans are screaming, bro, you can't hear shit in there. You can't hear yourself think. So home field advantage is a big, big, big thing, especially in the playoffs. And Seattle's got that. And it's going to be hard knocking them off. When 49ers are healthy, they can have a wet paper bag and a quarterback and still have good odds to make the playoffs. Right? See? Slammy knows. Slammy knows. It ain't all about the quarterback. I mean, come on. Look, y'all talking like the quarterback is the great. Brock Purdy is not that great, bro. And I mean, he's decent. He's decent. He can roll out of the pocket. He can make plays. He can move the line of scrimmage, right? He has okay accuracy. But $50 million? Hell no. I ain't paying Brock Purdy that, bro. Most of these quarterbacks making what they're making, none of them are worth it. I guarantee you. The quarterback position in the NFL is the most highest overrated, overpaid position in all of football, bro. In all of football. It's bad. These dudes are ridiculous. Like, you got 5 to 7 guys to protect you. You're back there all alone. You could run or throw the ball, right? Everybody else, running back, you getting hit by 20 guys. Receiver, you get hit by a bunch of guys. Offensive lineman, you're battling 2-3 guys constantly, right? Quarterback is the only dude that's back there by himself. But you make all the money. You make all the money. And it's crazy the amount of money they make. Like, nobody should be worth that amount of money to go out there and not even make a playoff. I'm going to give you $40 million. Fuck out of here with that, bro. That's crazy shit. Crazy shit. But like Slam was saying, the 49ers with the whole injured team. Next man up. Next man up. Next man up. Receiver gets hurt. Next man up. Offensive line gets hurt. Next man up. They were still in the playoffs. Now, those injuries caught up to them. But damn, they went through, they had 3 different quarterbacks. Still won games. The Bengals, too. I mean, the Bengals, they had 3-4 different quarterbacks. They were winning games. But if you tell me that quarterback is that big of a position, how the hell does Joe Flacco come in and win games at 56 years old? Blake Corum hit, breaks a tackle. And they are stuffed. Computer just broke. Damn. All right. Caleb Williams has a chance to go out and beat Caleb. The Iceman. The Iceman. I know I haven't been conversating this game, but I don't think any of y'all really care. I'm sure y'all watching it yourselves. But the Iceman, Caleb Williams. This is why. He's probably gonna fuck this up and make me look bad. But this is why this man is about to show why you don't take a guy that is just stuck to one spot. Like, you need guys that can throw on different arm angles, that could, make turnovers, fumble the ball. But that's why you need a number 1 defense or a top 10 defense. Because you got quarterbacks like Caleb Williams that come out here and it's going to show. He should have this easily, I think. I mean, yes, the Rams are a dominant team, but their defense has struggled. And Caleb Williams, in these situations, is why he was a first overall pick. He does special shit. He might throw turnovers, and he might have one right here. But he still knows his defense is going to give him one more shot. But watch this kid cook, man. In the fourth quarter, when game's on the line, Caleb Williams, you can't stop him running. They can run the ball. They got 2 running backs. They got, 6 offensive linemen they can put up there. They roll them out right away. Pass to Cole Kmet. And they pick up a first down. I don't even know why he threw that. He could have just ran himself. Candy comment tonight, staying silent after what happened. What happened, Candy? What happened? Ask Roller to help you. Golden fries in the building. Roller ain't gonna help her do shit. Man, that dude's a piece of shit, bro. Um, are you a Dodgers fan? Yes, Dodgers fan, Lakers fan. All right, handoff, and he is hit in the backfield and will lose 3. Damn. Let's go Rams. Yeah, it looks like I mean, all it takes is a score right here. I do believe at Goodfellas. I do think race as a person matters. If you're a quarterback going to be good or not, it matters the strength and skills of the talent and the athleticism. Yeah, it should have nothing to do with race, bro. It's all about talent, and the main thing is heart. Quick pass caught, and Moore is down to the 34-yard line, and they are on the march. Speaking of march, I need to march through these damn comments. Angel, go Raiders! Eric Miller in the building, appreciate you. You Raiders didn't make the playoffs. I know, but I'm a YouTube content creator and a football fan, so I'm gonna come on here and talk football. Not everybody has YouTube TV. You know, not everybody can watch the playoffs. I think it is on regular TV, but not everybody has that either. All right, ball on the 33-yard line. Man in motion. They go from trips to 2x2. Caleb under pressure. And he's going to use those legs. And he's going to run and pick up the first down and get stuck. And he gets up like it's nothing. This kid is fucking... God, he's so tough, bro. I underestimated the fingernail painting. And I'm going to say it live in front of 23 people and whoever else watches this. I was wrong. I don't give a shit if this dude paints his nails. This dude is a dog. Caleb Williams is a dog. Bro, paint your nails pink, paint them purple. I don't give a shit. That dude took a lick right there. Right in the gut. Helmet in the gut. Popped up. You know he's right now trying to catch his breath still. That's why they haven't hiked the ball yet. Little play action. Out of the backfield. From the 40 to the 35-yard line. And D-line from Turkey University Division. Nice. Turkey University. They play football there? Detroit, Michigan in the house. What's good, Detroit? I hate mean, evil people. Man, there's a lot of those. Hope the Bears win. That would be awesome and a miracle. Miracles do happen. I mean, yeah. It's been, 40 years since the Super Bowl shuffle? They should have made one of those at the beginning of the season. Pitch out of the backfield, he was hit and lose yardage. Miracles do happen. And, you know, the Bears are another team that's clicking, right? They got Dennis Allen. They got a great defensive coach. He's been around the NFL, right? Been a head coach, been a defensive coach, knows football. Then you get in Ben Johnson, right, that knows offense and knows how to put defenses in a bind, right? He knows how to make your defense see things that ain't there. Run into guys, put guys in bad situation. And Ben Johnson surprised the shit out of me, too. Another thing I will admit to, I thought it was going to be 2 or 3 years before this Bears team was decent. And I was wrong on that also. I mean, I was like, fuck Ben Johnson. He don't want to be a Raider? Shit. You're going to be ass anyways. It's going to be 2-3 years before you build that team up. Nope. Nope. Stuck my foot in my mouth. He come out and killed it this year. Redskins all day, but Raiders are good as long as you're not a Cowboys fan. I hate the Dallas Cowgirls. There's only one team that I ever rooted for other than the Raiders, and that's the Washington Commanders / Redskins. Caleb will take it himself and pick up the first down. My best friend for 25 years, who passed away 2 years ago, was a diehard Redskins fan. So every once in a while, you know, that's the only team I'll root for. Other than that, though, no. So shout out to the Redskins, Commanders. Where is that comment? I don't see it. What? Oh, that's how much I text, bro. Be cool. All right, ball on the 50-yard line. 7.5 minutes left. Pitch out of the backfield. And he'll pick up 3 and be hit there hard. You got brother 100%. Appreciate you. Didn't mean to make it think like that, brother. Nah, you good. You good. I don't know if it's going to take a miracle. It might just take, some damn good football and a damn good drive right here. I think they got their miracle. Their defense gave their quarterback the opportunity to come down and help win the game. Imagine that. All day. Intercepted. Damn it, Caleb. Well, dog or no dog, I don't know why he threw that. I have no idea. He was not rushed. There was no pressure whatsoever. Why the hell did he throw that? The receiver just gave up. That's bullshit. Was he not looking at your quarterback? Bro, that's trash right there. That was a hell of a throw by Caleb Williams. His receiver had the defensive guy beat. He was throwing into a window because that's what quarterbacks do, right? That's how you beat zone coverage. He was throwing into the window. Guy was coming across. He led the receiver. The receiver just gave up. He was like, I ain't leading shit. I'm done. You ain't leading me. It's cold out here. It's fucking... And you wonder why people think football is fixed, bro. You want Bears versus Pats? That's what's on right now. So you got your wish. Do I like Max Crosby? I like Max Crosby, bro. I like Max Crosby. I just don't think his... I just don't think he helps this team as much as everybody thinks. I think his goals of wanting to be great get in the way of wanting to be a team that can compete for being great, right? Who's going to win, Bears or Rams? I mean, you hear these guys out here like Darnell Hunter, right? You hear these guys out here. Stafford throws, caught. Davante Adams, boy. What you know about that DC or DA still in the building? I should have never let Davante go. What's up, brother? It's all about money. That's facts. That's facts. I know you hate the Chiefs. I don't hate the Chiefs. I'm tired of losing to them, right? I don't hate any teams. I dislike everybody in the AFC West, but I don't hate anybody. Hate is a strong word, and you should never have hate in your heart. If anybody knows what movies that's from, let me know. What do you think about the Texans and the Patriots game? I think it was one of the ugliest playoff games ever. In the snow, lots and lots of turnovers. Oh, does he have that? Toes drag. That's not a catch. He switched it. I don't know if Davante, he's got it right there. I don't know about that. Tough time being a Raider fan. I mean, just being a Raider fan in general is always a tough time. It's always a tough time. Your teacher loves the Raiders? Nice. That was a wild card play in the fourth. My day was good, George. Appreciate you. How was yours? Max Crosby is good. That's like you said it right there. He's good. He's better than good. He's damn good. But is he great? I don't see it. And he wants to be great. His focus is on being the greatest of all time. That should not be your focus. That tells me you're a selfish individual that wants to be the greatest, right? I never heard Will Hunter say he wants to be the greatest of all time. I've never heard back in the day, right? I never heard guys like Lawrence Taylor talk about being great. It was never on their deal. They talked about winning football games and helping their team win. They weren't focused on being great, being the greatest of all time. The only thing that comes out of Max Crosby's mouth is, I want to stay a Raider and I want to be the greatest of all time. Your focus and your goals are in the wrong spot. First, you focus on your team being a winning team every single year. The greatness will come. The greatness will come. You can't choose whether you be great or not. So I think that's the problem for Max Crosby. I just don't like the fact that, did they miss that? I don't like the fact that he's too focused on 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 being great, man. You got to focus on your team, better being a better teammate, putting guys around you and making them better. And Max doesn't do that. Max doesn't do that. So to be a highest paid player on your team and not do that, I think that's bad for the organization, man. It's bad for the players in the building that are making $2 million, that are out there giving it their all and don't get any credit because they're overlooked by the presence of Max Crosby. Nobody wants to be on a team where everybody's praising a guy that makes mistakes, but they're dogging a guy that doesn't, right? That's a big, big problem. OMG, I'm having a heart attack right now, Rebel. I admitted to being wrong. Hell just froze over. If you were wrong and admitted it, I think hell is freezing over. All right, 4:54 left. I'm going to start talking ball until this game is over. And I will get back to the rest of the chats because there's still like 1,000 million in there and I can't even get to them all. All right, 3rd and 6. Quick pass, dumped off, caught, first down, Puka, and he's dragging another 5-6, picks up 7 after the first down. And the Rams are in field goal range. And I talked all that shit about Caleb Williams and his specialness. And his receiver let him down. Damn. I thought my predictions were going to be wrong, but I did pick the Bills. Only because I can't pick the Donkeys. Can never pick a donkey, bro. Can never pick a donkey. Quick run picks up 2. It's a miracle when he admits to being. Hey, I admit my wrongs, bro. I'm a grown man. I ain't trying to be right all the time. Like, even a broken clock's right twice a day. So being right don't mean shit. But I am right a lot though. I'll admit when I'm wrong. I'll admit it. Bengals Bears Super Bowl. Shit, you better get your team in the playoffs somehow. It's admirable. Appreciate you. Something that never happens. I've admitted I'm wrong before. The problem is it's just not too many times. Like I gotta be wrong to admit I'm wrong. It's like, if and you ain't even gotta prove me wrong, right? I just admitted it myself, right? So when I know I'm wrong, I'll admit it. But it's not. Can I get a shout out, please? KJ? What kind of name is that? Let's go with KJ4605 in the building. Shout out to you, my guy. Oh shit, what just happened? I don't know what happened. I think I'll subscribe. Keep keeping it real. Appreciate the subscription. We are trying to get to 2,000 before these playoffs are over. And we are almost there. Yeah, I'm a lifelong Pats fan. That was an ugly game. I mean, it definitely wasn't, it definitely wasn't no Brady shit, right? Sorry for my loss. I appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. Yeah, he did it to himself. Sometimes the love of other things overweigh the will to live. Question. Bears and the Legion of Boom. Who do you think will win? And Rams against Seattle. Who do you think? If anybody could compete with Seattle, it's the Rams. But the Bears, you talking 85 Bears in the Legion of Boom? I don't know if I could pick, man. I don't know. I mean, you got William Refrigerator Perry, you got Mike Singletary, you got um the hell. I'm forgetting people. I'm forgetting a lot of people. All right, field goes up, kick is up, and it is good. And the Rams, with the walk-off field goal, will advance to the NFC Championship game to take on the Rams. And to answer the next question, I think the Rams can compete with Seattle. But the way Seattle has been playing, I don't think the Rams defense can stop Seattle. So therefore, I don't know who I'm taking yet. But appreciate you. Damn, heard that interception, not good. Yeah, that was not good, bro. But he was doing his job though for Caleb. Caleb did his job. He put the ball in the right window. The receiver just looked like he didn't know it was thrown or just gave up. Lifelong Pats fan, that was ugly. I got to that. Got to that. Appreciate the subscription. My day was good. Nice, appreciate you. Good to have. Glad you had a good day. What do y'all think, Raider? Question. Think about what? Lawrence Taylor only talked about putting a hurt on motherfuckers, right? On mofos. Excuse my language. Right? And Max Crosby, I'm going to say this about Max Crosby, and I've said it before, and I don't care if he likes it. Shit. Anytime you want to come on the channel, Max, you are more than well to come on and talk about it. You suck at tackling. Max Crosby is one of the worst tacklers I've ever seen in the NFL. Like, dude, even the last tackle that he had, the last game he was in, he came up and, stopped the run after he stopped dead still and noticed, oh shit, nobody's going after him. Dude, he dove at a guy literally like this. You can't see my hands, right? Because they're out here diving to tackle somebody. I don't know if he was trying to fly, what the hell he was doing. But the tackle against the Tennessee Titans, you had Cam Miller, a quarterback, didn't even see you. And Max Crosby swung around from the backside and jumped on his back and couldn't even get him out when the dude could have knocked the ball out. Like, I see so many times where Max has an opportunity to make a huge play and to change the game, and he misses guys and he whiffs on guys. Or even when he does tackle, it's, jumping on, falling down. Like, his form, his tackling is bad. And I would venture to say that if Max Crosby was a better tackler and worked as much on tackling as he does, boxing and all this shit that doesn't help him in the NFL, it might help your hand speed. But if you'd work on that shit as much as you worked on tackling as much, bro, he'd be maybe the greatest. But right now, I don't even have him, he's maybe hanging on to sixth. Come on, you're not. There's 5 defensive ends right now in the game that do what Max does in half the time. They're not out there 100% of the snaps. They're out there 80, and they do the exact same things but better at a higher rate. So, no knock on Max. I love Max to death, but I think he needs to focus more on just winning, winning. Fuck making it to a Super Bowl. Let's start with a win, right? Let's start with a win, because you're talking about being great, being the best to ever do it, talking about, you want to win championships, then go to another team. Because right now we can't even win games, and that should not be your focus as far as I'm concerned. But other than that, I love Max to death. But yeah, I want to see hits. I want to see him hit somebody. You got those long ass arms. You're fast. You got crazy bend. Why ain't you hitting people and jarring the ball loose, right? Why ain't you reaching out and causing fumbles like every other defensive end does? Some of them, 5, 6, 7 times a season, right? Like, why not? Why aren't you doing this? 6, 7, it's over. It wouldn't be closed. Legion of Boom. That 85 Bears defense was nasty though, man. I mean, the Legion of Boom. Look at the points they gave up to the Patriots. The Bears dominated that Super Bowl. It was what? It was some Drake May Snizzle. um, Seattle will win it all, or will win. Who do I like as the next Raiders coach? I like somebody that is vocal. I want somebody that is discipline wise, that holds people accountable, that's not going to put in a quarterback because that's the dude you brought with you. That's not going to bench a quarterback because that's the dude you brought with you, even though he throws 4 interceptions in a game and he's still out there, right? I want a coach that is going to bring back fundamentals, a guy that's going to make these dudes play football, right? Tackle, block, hit guys, create turnovers. This is what I want. That's what I want. So whatever coach does that, bro, that's the coach I want in the building. I am 100% down for that. I got the same take on coaches as I do quarterbacks. It doesn't matter get the name on your back or how many yards you had in college or what you did. The main thing about being an NFL football player is what's right here. And if you ain't got that shit or this shit, nothing else matters. But my main guy is Mike LaFleur. It's been Mike LaFleur. I just think, could be another time I'm wrong, but I think Mike LaFleur is the best option. It's the best option. He's a guy that's hungry. He makes all the plays. He doesn't get to call none. He gets no credit for the Rams being as good as the Rams are. He's a genius mind. His brother has been coaching his ass off in the NFL since he took over at Green Bay. I just feel like that's the best route to go. It's the best route to go. And what's the worst that can happen, right? It's not like a quarterback. It's not like a quarterback you're drafting first overall that could come out and, not be that guy in the NFL. You're drafting a coach. You just fire him and continue to pay him like Mark Davis has done in the past if it doesn't work, right? A quarterback you draft first overall, you set your franchise back 10 or 15 years if it doesn't work. So the coach is a big thing. They have to get it right. This is a time for Tom Brady. Tom Brady has to get this right. He cannot fail with this pick. He cannot fail with the coach they bring in, and they cannot fail on this staff, because if he does, I don't know how long he's gonna have say or anything, any say in this building. That's just my opinion. You got to get it right. You have no other opportunity. You have to hit on this pick. It's the first overall pick. You have to do the right decision. And if that's Mendoza and they feel that's Mendoza, I'm a Raider fan, man. I'm here for it. I'm a root for anybody they bring in until I can't root for them no more. I did it with Geno. As much as I hated the Geno Smith pick, as much as I hated wasting a 3rd round pick for a bottom tier quarterback that people said was top 5 when he's not even top 25, I was pissed. I was not happy with it. But I tried to say the Raiders are still going to be good. Keep the energy in the nation. I rooted for Geno as long as I could for about 3 games. And I was like, that's the Geno I thought we were going to get. So, I'm going to root for you as long as you're wearing silver and black. And unless you're Divine Diablo and you can't tackle a mannequin in a department store, I'm going to point that shit out. I think I have that right, being a fan for 50 years and, doing YouTube. What else is there to talk about but people making mistakes or doing good, right? So if you fuck up, I'm going to talk about it. If you do good, I'm going to talk about it. And I'm going to root for you until I can't root for you. So if they pick Mendoza, shit, I'm going to be his biggest fan. I'm going to have the jersey. I'm going to be cheering for as long as I can.
And hopefully he's great, right? Because I want the Raiders to win. So I hope it's the right pick. I hope this kid is the next Tom Brady, right? I hope he comes in and wins 8 Super Bowls. I wish Mendoza the best. I hope they make the right decision. And if they don't, we're in trouble as an organization, man. This is, I'm not gonna say the last straw, but if you can't get it right with the number 1 pick and a new coach, when are you gonna get it right? Or who are you gonna get in the building to get it right? We're running out of options. We've tried the offensive genius, it didn't work. We tried the up and coming defensive guy that had the nation wanting to run through brick walls. They didn't give him time. We tried to bring in an old coach that has the blueprint and the recipe for winning to make it to the playoffs to win Super Bowls. It didn't work. I mean, what are we left with? What are we left with? At some point, something's got to hit. You got to. I mean, if you gamble, right? You keep putting money in the machine. At one point, eventually, you're gonna hit something. It might not be the jackpot, but you're gonna hit. So the Raiders got to hit, man. As a franchise, as an organization, as for the legacy of Al Davis, the Raiders have to do something now. Like, you don't get the number 1 pick over first overall pick very often. And of course, when we get it, the options are very limited. But this is when you find out if your general manager that's running the team and your owner, minority owner Tom Brady, what they're made of, because they're in a tough situation. It's take Mendoza or take Mendoza. I mean, that's our options, I feel like. Unless somebody wants Mendoza more than we do. I just don't see that being the case. So what do they do? What do they do? It's I'm here for it. I'm here for it. I hope they do something that is gonna put this team back on the map. I hope it's the right decision. I'm not trying to go from like we did last year from 4-13 to 12-5 was my prediction. Right? If that's great if it happens, but we gotta win. You gotta win. You gotta put wins together. You gotta learn how to win as an organization, as a franchise. I think they forgot that. When was the last time the Raiders had back-to-back victories? Can somebody in the chat let me know that? I don't know, but I'm gonna have to look it up because that's a damn good question. Let's see if Google knows. When was the last time the Las Vegas Raiders had back-to-back victories? Let's see what they gotta say here. Ah, that was my eyeball. Son of a biscuit. The last time the Las Vegas Raiders had back-to-back victories, it was with the quarterback that nobody wanted. It was a quarterback that everybody's been trying to run out of the building since day one, put on the trading block, say he'll never be anything but a backup. That quarterback was 2023. Aiden O'Connell. In week 15, they suddenly defeated the Los Angeles Chargers with a score of 63 points by a rookie quarterback against one of the top defenses at the time. Khalil Mack, Joey Bosa. Come on, man. One of the top defenses. Aiden O'Connell, the dude that's sitting on the bench while we bring in all these dudes and overpay them when we could be putting a team together for that money, was the last time the Raiders had back-to-back victories. They went in, they stomped week 15, 63-21, and they only put up 21 because we gave up and stopped playing defense, or they would have never even put up 21 points. And then the cerebral assassin, Aiden O'Connell. Yes, I've been calling him the cerebral assassin since his very first playoff game as a rookie. I mean, playoff game, preseason game. Sounds the same, right? The cerebral assassin, Aiden O'Connell, goes to the Chargers, puts up 63, and then on Christmas Day the following week, didn't have a great game, but manages the game. Doesn't turn the ball over. Doesn't make mistakes. And the Raiders walk out of Kansas City with a victory. So, Of course it would be Aiden O'Connell. And why wouldn't I know that without having to look it up? So, yeah, what I'm saying is the Raiders, as an organization, as a franchise, you have to learn how to win. You have to learn how to win consistently. You have to learn how to put together 2 or 3 victories in a row. And obviously, the last time they did that was 2023 with a rookie quarterback drafted in the 4th round that held a clipboard for a whole entire offseason. That was 3rd string. That was the last time we won back-to-back victories. And y'all think we should take Mendoza. I really, really got to question some of y'all's ball knowledge. No 85 Bears defense brings points. Defense wins games. When your defense scores, it helps your offense. When your defense gives your offense the ball inside of the red zone or inside of the 50, inside of their territory, it makes it much easier for your offense. And yes, that Bears team was fucking nasty, bro. You have a great night, brother. George, appreciate you, my guy. Is it George or Jorge? Let's go with Cool Boy. We'll go with Cool Boy. Omar. Well, of course you would say, I mean, it says it in your name, Mendoza. I'll catch you next weekend, bro. Love, respect, loyalty. Appreciate you, King Shane. You have a good night, my guy. Mendoza again. Oh boy, I can't believe the Rams won that overtime game. Train wreck. How can you not believe it? They have one of the best, one of the best offensive coordinators, most overlooked offensive coordinators that don't call plays. They have, one of the best passing game coordinators in football right now. I think in Nate Shieldhouse, another very, very underrated guy. And then you have, Matthew Stafford, bro. I mean, Matthew Stafford says it all. Matthew Stafford says it all. Doesn't help my point of arguing you don't need a number 1 quarterback because that defense gives up points and they still win. I'm calling it Pats in Seattle rematch. Peace, y'all. Pats in Seattle. History repeats itself, man, and it would definitely repeat itself with that game. These playoff teams blow. Seattle are the only good ones. And LV-Raiders 6-7. Damn. I mean, Seattle's the only one that put up a lot of points, but let's be honest, right? Seattle special teams put their offense in great field position. Seattle's defense put their offense in great field position. Matthew Stafford, Sam Darnold only had 1 touchdown for like 100 and what do you have? Less than 200 yards passing. Right? Less than 200 yards passing with 1 touchdown, and they win dominantly. Dominantly. Special team scores, defense puts you in great positions. You could just hand the rock off. You ain't even got to pass inside the red zone. Those are teams that are hard to beat, man. Hard to beat. Stiddy for the titty. Stidham about to make the AFC West proud. I wouldn't be mad at that, man. I wouldn't be mad at yeah. He was a Raider. Y'all need to go ahead and trade Crosby away to Dallas, where he can have a decent life. Y'all just give him y'all just gonna give him a shitty pro career and get him hooked on gambling. Bro, he's been in Vegas for 5 years now. He ain't hooked on gambling yet. I think he's got other things to do. He's in the building from sun up to sundown. Gino got top 5 is like Minshew is a GOAT. Gino, hey man, no face Raider. I wasn't the one that said it. But I have receipts of content creators that said Geno Smith was a top 10 quarterback in the NFL. Yes, I won't put him on blast like that because that's just dirty shit. I wouldn't want anybody to do me like that, so I wouldn't do nobody like that. But I do have the receipts. I know who they are. And they said top 5 quarterback in the NFL. Yes. Yes. But they were the same ones that said Minshew was a GOAT. And the Raiders were going to win a lot of games with Minshew. The same ones that said Minshew was better than Aiden O'Connell. Raider Nation is doo-doo. Nation. That's not right, bro. Rosetown in the building. Dark side. Yes, the dark side all the way. Let's fucking go with the $10 holla. Let's go. Let's go. Gonna be some years. Broncos running this shit now. I don't like that statement. I don't like that statement. I don't like that statement. I do not like it at all. I do not like it. Damn. Nah, the AFC West is too good, man. The AFC West is too good. Sorry, I keep bumping the camera with my foot. The AFC West is too good, man. I don't feel like. I feel like the Chargers are gonna have a new offensive coordinator. They'll probably have a new defensive coordinator because he's gonna get a job. Maybe Justin Herbert goes to the Raiders for Fernando Mendoza in the #1 pick. I'm just saying. Maybe the Raiders trade inside the division. Justin Herbert, a Raider. He goes and get, Jim Harbaugh goes and gets his quarterback in the draft. If it's Mendoza, if that's who he wants. Shit, you never know. But I don't know what's up with the Chargers, but they'll be back in there. I'm sure the Chiefs will still be back up in there, and don't sleep on the Raiders, right? We're coming up around the corner. I don't think they run this shit. I think the Broncos had the easiest schedule in the AFC West. I know they had the easiest schedule in the AFC West, and they played a lot of teams that had no quarterbacks, that had injured quarterbacks, right? So we'll see about the Broncos, man. We'll see about the Broncos. Yeah, they didn't give AP time at all. He should have got a lot more time. You guys can keep Geno. Shit, they need to just cut Geno. I don't even know how he's still on the team. Who you think they grabbing? It's the Raiders, bro. I have no idea. Like, I did hit last year. I had Genty going 6th overall. I had Charles Grant going to the Raiders, and I had Dante Thornton going to the Raiders. All three of those ended up Raiders. Only one of them's helping right now, and not that much. So, I mean, I don't know, bro. I don't know. There's a lot of guys in this draft that I would like. There's a lot of guys, just like last year, that I feel like if you get 2 of these guys in the first round, it changes this team overnight. Like, poof, right? The way you use your brain and problem solve gets me so bricked. Okay, bro. I'm glad I could do it for you, I guess. Seattle Seahawks are running the NFL right now. Mendoza is our guy, Rosetown says. I mean, I don't think we have a choice. The Raiders don't get to pick a quarterback this year or pick in the draft. They're pretty much just giving Mendoza. Like, that's the guy. Because there's not a tackle you'll take #1. There's not a defensive lineman that you'll take #1. There's not a corner you could take #1. There are, some receivers, but I think that would be absolutely asinine for this franchise to take #1. And the Raiders are stuck with Mendoza. It's Mendoza or what? Trade back for, maybe 2 first rounds? Maybe somebody's willing to give 2? But Rosetown, let me ask you this, bro. Like I'm going to tell you like everybody else. Do me one favor. Click on YouTube. You don't even have to have the all 22. Just click on YouTube. Type in Curtis Rourke. Curtis Rourke, highlights, Indiana. And then type in Fernando Mendoza, highlights, Indiana. One was last year. One was this year. One started this shit. The other one jumped into it already running. Mendoza. And tell me the difference between those guys. And I mean, and if you can watch those, honestly, if you can watch both of those films side by side and still say Mendoza is the guy, then I won't say Mendoza's not the guy for the rest of the year until they draft him. I will be on the Mendoza train. I will jump on the Mendoza train. If you can watch those tapes, and honestly, and I don't know if you're honest or not, but if you could honestly do that, and tell me the difference between Curtis Rourke and Fernando Mendoza. Why one went in the 7th round, 227th pick, and the other one is a first-round quarterback. If you can do that, then I will say Mendoza is the guy. But until then, man, until then, Raiders need a complete rebuild. I don't know about complete. We have 23 free agents. They can all move on. I think there's 3 of them that I would keep, maybe 4. And I mean, shit, but there's also, out of the 27 people left in the after free agency, there's probably about 10 guys out of there that I don't think should be on this team. So, I mean, possibly a complete rebuild, minus a couple guys. He spends his time on her, giving up his content. What? He spends his time on here. Yeah. Drake May will win MVP. I don't know. Matthew Stafford is still in the hunt, man. They're still in the playoffs. Seahawks need to put a stop to this shit show. To what shit show? Penn stomped the number 1 D today. They did. They stomped the number 1 D. But just let me ask you this. If that quarterback that everybody has to have, that was taken 7th over or 2nd overall, if that quarterback didn't turn the ball over 5 times in this game, do the Pats really get past Houston's defense? Because they also turned the ball over 4 or 5 times today. And I think Houston's defense was flying around looking crazy with Will Anderson Jr. and Hunter and the rest of the front 7. They was all over that field. And I believe Houston's defense did more than enough to win that game. Their quarterback that everybody says wins Super Bowls let them down. And the Patriots, their defense did also, because they turned the ball over, 3-4 times? And they also, defense kept them in the game. So thankful the Rams won. Gutted the Bears, bro. I don't know. I don't know. The Rams have been here before, right? I'm tired of seeing guys, teams in the NFC Championship and in the Super Bowl that have been here. I want to see new teams. It would have been nice to see the Bears and who was the other team that just won? Oh, it would have been okay to see like the Bears. Shit, I don't have a choice, but Patriots or Broncos. The AFC Super Bowl sucks. I want to root for the Patriots or the Broncos. I'm tired of seeing those teams. Hawks versus Pats 2.0. We rewriting that wrong. Do you have a chance? They have a chance to do it. They have a chance to do it. Bears abandoned the run game for no reason. They were close to a field goal range, and just 2 more plays. Yeah, well, that's Ben Johnson, man. That's Ben Johnson, not being in this position, not being in the playoffs, trusting his quarterback way too much. They really should have just ran the shit out of the ball, or at least passed out of the backfield. There's no reason they needed to take a deep shot like that. There's plenty of time on the clock. Just bad coaching. That was bad coaching right there. Vegas Hawks and Bills Goats. It's going to be a good matchup. Vegas Hawks and Billy Goats. Oh shit. You can call me whatever you like, brother. I was just asking. I didn't know if it was, because sometimes George like that could be Jorge. So I was just making sure. This dude not reading YT comments yet. I'm reading all the comments, man. I've been doing that for the last 4 hours. There's a flipping lot. There's a lot. Pats are back. Giants are coming up here. Crosby to the Pats. I like the sound of LA Raiders better than Las Vegas Raiders. I was born in LA, but I lived 25 years in Vegas, so I could care less of what the name is as long as it says Raiders. They could say Massachusetts Raiders. It could say bumfucked Egypt Raiders. As long as it still has Raiders, still has the shield, it still has the logo. I don't care what the name says. I don't care where they're at. It would have been nice to stay in Oakland, yes. It would have been nice to be able to build a new facility right there by the water. Would have been great, right? I mean, didn't the Giants get a new stadium? They're not using their baseball stadium. We could have made that a football stadium. Like, but they didn't want to. They didn't want us in Oakland. I understand. Got blocked by one content creator for speaking facts. Yeah, you will not get blocked over here for speaking facts. And I probably know who those content creators were. I'd be willing to take a guess. Broncos the new king OG of the West. No question about it. I mean, for a year, they are. Mr. Toker. Raiders Super Bowl was in black and white. That's fucked up, bro. It's wrong. That's wrong, man. That's wrong. David Bailey. First round, third pick. Bro, I would take David Bailey #1 overall. But I'm a crazy ass Raider fan. And I believe in building for the future and building this team the right way. If you can't stop nobody, it doesn't matter how many points your quarterback scores. Again, ask Joe Burrow. But man, if I could trade back that #1 overall pick and get me 2 first rounders, if you're telling me I could get David Bailey, you know, if I trade back with the Cardinals possibly, or with the, who else got close enough? Maybe not. Maybe the Cowboys. I'm sure they don't need a quarterback. They don't want Mendoza. Well, say the Browns, bro. Say the Browns. Where are they picking at? 4 or 3 and 16 or 3 and 18 or some shit? 3 and 24, 4 and 24. Oh, 6. The Browns are picking at 6. That's right. 6 and 24, I do believe, is where the Browns pick. I'll take that all day, bro. You don't even have to give me one for next year. You don't have to give me one for next year. That's fine. If you want to throw one in for next year, shit, I'll take that too. But to move from 6 to 1, and you want Mendoza, it should take 3 first rounds. I wouldn't take less than that, right? From the Browns, if I'm moving back 5 spots, I want your first this year, your other first this year, and your first next year. And that's the only way I'm coming off that #1 spot. As much as I don't want them to take, you know, the only quarterback that's available. I think Trinidad Chambliss is a way better option. I think Ty Simpson is a way better option. I think they have way more upside. They have a way brighter future. Their floor is, you know, a lot higher than what I think Mendoza's floor could be. Could you imagine trading back? Say you trade back with the Cleveland Browns, right? Say you trade back with the Cleveland Browns. You get that 6th overall pick. And, you know, say David Bailey's staying there. Say Arbel Reese is sitting there, right? You're telling me that you would not be happy giving up Fernando Mendoza, that you don't even know what he's going to be like in another system, because you probably haven't watched him in Cal at that system, right? But he jumps to a team that's 11-2 and a dominant coaching staff. What if he's not that guy? You're telling me a David Bailey and, you know, a Francis Magoa, like, you tell me you get a tackle and a linebacker in the first round, and you Raiders fans wouldn't be happy with that they're so sold on Mendoza? That's crazy to me. I'm 41 years old. I've been a Raider fan my whole life. Los Angeles Raiders, Oakland Raiders, Las Vegas Raiders. I know them all, right? Yes, they have called offensive linemen. Yes, they are called offensive linemen. Draft offensive linemen. Yes, please draft offensive linemen. But how many do we need, though? Right? I know we need a right one. We need definitely a right tackle. But that means that you're sitting Charles Grant for another year or two until Colton Miller is done and time to move on, that's a long time for a third-round pick in Charles Grant with his athletic talent, with his physicality, with his size, to leave Charles Grant on a bench, right? Why not move him over to right tackle and see if he could play right tackle? And then, if you got a guy that can play right tackle, well, hell, if he does good there, then you switch him over to left tackle when Colton Miller's done. And you promote somebody else to right tackle. Or you draft one now. Draft one now. That's what I would do. But then, again, like I said, man, if you draft a right tackle, where does Caleb Rogers fit in on this? Where does Charles Grant fit in on this? Where does JPJ fit in this if we go get a tackle or a guard? Are we giving up good players just because fans feel like the offensive line is bad because they were poorly coached? That's the Raider thing to do. That's what we do every year. We draft players, we let them walk. They go and they have, decent career somewhere else. Raiders are horrible. What the flip does horrible mean? Bro, that's too big of a word for me. Fuck, I'm playing Rams again January 25th. Yes, you are. Heisman winners do not have good track records of getting to Super Bowls. Do not draft the Heisman winner. Ding, 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 ding. Dakota Miller, speaking truth. Nothing but truth, facts. That's how we do on this channel. We try not to speak, bullshit. Just truth, just knowledge. And that's truth. That's truth and knowledge. Heismans do not pan out. First overall quarterbacks do not pan out. Caleb Williams, first overall, just threw an interception to cost his team a playoff game. You could get that from a guy taken in the second or third round. You can, if you have a good coach, if you have a good staff. If you're a Raider fan, I hope you don't bet with your heart or bet it all. No, I'm not. What? Bass Collective. Nah, man, I don't bet with my heart. I try not to bet on the Raiders at all. Unless it's Geno Smith throwing interceptions, that is a bet I took every single year. Every single game this year. And I won every single game this year. I didn't win the rest of the shit on the ticket. But if you're a betting man, bet with your heart. Geno Smith to throw an INT. Works out pretty good. Seattle and the Patriots. It's kind of looking that way. Unless the Broncos have a miracle. Last two games, January 25th, Seahawks and the Rams, Patriots and the Broncos. Teams that nobody suspected at the beginning of the year would definitely be in that situation, right? Smoke some dabs, bro. Oh, I got to pee so bad. It's been, 3.5 hours? I'm about to get off here, y'all. I appreciate everybody. We hit this dabba-dabba-doo with y'all to cheer us out on the way out. Y'all brands, he likes American. Oh, okay. What? This is all American. Missed. Cannot believe Killings made that throw. Did not want to play the LA to LA or the Seahawks. But here we are. Yeah, that's rough being a Seahawks fan, because out of all teams that you faced this year, out of all teams that you could have played, the Bears, I think, would have been a little bit easier matchup than a veteran quarterback with Matthew Stafford, than a veteran receiver with Davante Adams, than a veteran coach with Sean McVay, a veteran coaching staff, and a team that beat y'all, right? You only had 2 losses all year, and the Rams was 1. Yeah, that's not a good scenario, my brother. That's not a good scenario. But Seattle also beat the Rams, and they beat them pretty bad, I do believe, in that first game. So You don't like the Raiders? That's cool. I don't like you. No, I'm just playing. You don't have to like the Raiders to be in here, bro. You can like whoever you want. You don't even have to be a football fan. Just come in, say your comment, try to do it a little nicer than I don't like Raiders, and you're good. I'm glad seeing more in the chat. I know I get a lot of Seattle people in here. I might have to start doing a Seattle channel. I might have to do a Seattle live from now. At sports, we already beat them. We could do it again. Ty Simpson is a better quarterback in my opinion than Fernando right now. I don't believe his accuracy is better. Excuse me. I don't believe, but the talent wise, I agree with you. I think Ty Simpson has way more upside than Fernando Mendoza. I know Trinidad Chambliss has way more upside. Trinidad Chambliss, his heart. If you put Trinidad Chambliss on Indiana, they win the championship this year. The same, I guarantee you. Like the dude's a dog. And I like Ty Simpson too. But I also like Carson Beck in this draft. I also like Garrett Nussmeier in this draft. I also like Clade Club. What the fuck is his first name? Cade Klubnik? Yeah, Cade, I think. Cade Klubnik. I also like them in this draft, man. Those are all decent, probably over decent college quarterbacks that had pretty good stats that weren't on the greatest team. But they never transferred, right? They stuck in there. They hung with their team, and they showed loyalty. And, I like that a lot. Cade Klubnik was the guy last year I had high on my radar. Cincinnati? Is it Cincinnati? What the hell did he play? One of those C teams. And everybody's sleeping on Cade Klubnik this year, right? We'll see. We'll see in the draft. You'll see in the combine. I don't know if any of these guys have been, invited to the Senior Bowl or the Shrine Bowl or any of the other bowls. Isn't there one more bowl I'm missing? I don't know if these guys have been invited to them, but we're going to see. Drew Alar, right? 6'5", 228 pounds, a little bit heavier, a lot thicker than Fernando Mendoza. Has just as good as accuracy, has damn good legs. Maybe not as fast. I think Mendoza surprised me with his speed. But there's quarterbacks in this draft, man. It doesn't have to be Mendoza. The problem is nobody wants to move up to get that number one spot. So, fuck, who are we going to trade with? I'm a Raider fan, and you're right. I also wouldn't care if they were located at. I'll always be a Raider fan no matter what. It wasn't like that with Browns fans, right? Cleveland Browns fans, they moved to Baltimore. And those fans went with them. But then they moved back to Cleveland. And now there's Browns fans back in Cleveland. But how many fans, stayed with Baltimore? How many fans came back? I don't know. Browns took 2 quarterbacks last year. Now, that, I would say that's not the way to go, but the Patriots also took 2 quarterbacks. Let's remember, the Patriots took Drake May, and then they went and got Joe, the hell's his name? The Tennessee quarterback? I don't know, bro. I've been on too long. The names are slipping my head. But yeah, he went and got, they got 2 quarterbacks, and then they traded one to the Dallas Cowboys that they drafted in the 7th round, that they traded for a 5th round pick. So, you can get 2 quarterbacks and, maybe gain positions by trading one if it doesn't end up that guy. Problem is rookie quarterbacks always have shit O-lines. See, I think that's where the Raiders are ahead of a lot of the teams. Because I think we have a lot of good players on the offensive line. We just need somebody to coach them in the right system, right? I think with Genty, we need more of a power blocking system, power gap scheme. Let these guys play one-on-one. Let our offensive linemen eat, right? Let them tee off on the guys in front of them. So when it comes to standing up in the passing game, they're willing to do that too. But if you want guys to stand up and pass block, 40 times a game, like the Raiders want to do when Aiden O'Connell's in there, or even Geno's, throwing the ball 30, 40 times a game in the beginning of the season, like these offensive linemen don't want to pass block. They want to hit somebody. They're hogs, bro. They're monsters up there in the front. They want to dominate people. They want to push people around. You don't get to do that in pass blocking. So, yeah, there's a lot of quarterbacks that come to bad offensive lines, but I think the Raiders have a lot of good pieces, right? JPJ, Colton Miller, Charles Grant, Jordan Meredith, Dylan Parham, shit. Even Alex Kappa played center pretty damn good. You have to admit, whether you like Alex Kappa or not, Alex Kappa played pretty well. Since the Bears lost, it's certain that the Pats win. Well, I mean, they played each other, so. So, I mean, yeah, if the Bears lost, the Pats had to have won. So, I don't know. The Rams beat us once. Yeah, you guys are in the same division. That's what I'm saying. You guys played each other and split the matchup. So it's gonna be key to watch to see which way it goes, man. Which way it goes. Shout out for the 199 Raider on the $2 Raider holla. He's smoking dabs, bro. Who? What? What are you talking about? Fuck you mean? What happened? Dabs, bro. Dabs. Dabs, bro. Dabs. Trade back to the third. Get the Cards first. Third next year. Second, fourth this year. And have a third and a second. A third and a second and fourth. Sign, take top picks. Eagles and Cards. Pick Cardinals max. And use one of the seconds on a quarterback. I wouldn't be mad at that. I wouldn't be mad at that at all. I wouldn't be mad at that at all. And the Raiders could do that also as well. The Cardinals might need a quarterback. There's no might to it. The Cardinals need a quarterback. Tyler Murray just hasn't worked there. It's not working out. It's time to move on. Give him a light at the edge of the tunnel, maybe, right? Something to hope for. To move on from Kyler Murray. Go get you a quarterback. Maybe they want to move up and get Mendoza. I would be happy as hell. Let me tell you this. I would be tickled as hell to take the Arizona Cardinals pick this year and next year. If I get their second this year and next year. But I don't believe they're willing to give up that capital. But I would also be willing to take a whole bunch of players on that team, right? So you don't have to give me just draft capital. If I'm the Raiders and the Cardinals call and say I want the number one pick, I'm looking at that receiver core and I'm going, okay. You want this number one pick? We want to swap picks with you. We want your first next year. And I'll give you the name of the players I want tomorrow because we will talk about this tomorrow more. But have in mind a couple players. Also, a couple defensive players that if you traded with the Cardinals would really, really help this team, offensive-wise and defensive-wise. And guys that, are coming up at the edge of their contract, that at the salary situation they're in, the Cardinals might be willing to part with that. And I would not be mad on getting 2 first and another player for Mendoza and being third. Because at third, I'm guaranteed probably Arbel Reese. I'm guaranteed David Bailey. If I'm guaranteed one of these guys to put next to Max flipping Crosby, if I'm guaranteed Sonny Styles, bro, guaranteed Caleb Downs at safety, I'm taking that at 3. I don't care what the consensus say. You don't take a safety in the top 5. They said that when we drafted Charles Woodson, as a corner. Look at his career, right? They said that. They say you don't draft running backs in the top 10. I mean, look at the running backs that have been taken in the top 10. Most of them worked out pretty good. Raiders should have never left Oakland. Shout out to all the Oakland fans coming through. Joe Milton, thank you. Yeah, so the Patriots, like I said, they went and got Joe Milton. They got their quarterback in the first round. They were just being safe. What if this guy is our backup? But then they went and got the Brainiac dude that was with the what's his name? Romeo Dobbs? Not Romeo Dobbs, but the quarterback Dobbs, right? They went and got him as a backup, which is really helping Drake May. I'm not gonna lie. I think his his experience being in the NFL is really helping. But yeah, you could draft 2 quarterbacks. You could draft 2. But I really have a hard time, except for with a little bit of mobility, believing that as a rookie or even in his second year, Fernando Mendoza is going to come in here and just beat out Aiden O'Connell, a dude that's got 3 years NFL experience, that's seen every defense you could possibly see. I don't see that being the case. And for that, it could be very, very bad. My dad was a Raiders fan, so I have lots of love for the Raiders, but let's go Rams. Shout out to the Lambs. Can you make it clap? You ain't got to erase all the comments, bro. Like, people could talk a little bit of shit. As long as it's not disrespectful, y'all ain't got to kick everybody. But you got sniped. Jesus Christ loves you? Yeah, he loves you too. What's your opinion on the Dolphins? Didn't they just bring in Troy Aikman? I think y'all are in good hands with Allstate. with the Allstate. Good hands with Allstate. The Miami Dolphins. Who is over there? There's a Raider over there right now, right? Champ Kelly? I mean Champ Bailey? Champ Kelly? I always get them confused. One of the champs. One of the champs. Champ Kelly, right? Isn't he over there? If he's over there, y'all gonna have a good draft. You're gonna have a good draft. He brought us a lot of good players. He brought us Jonah Lauulu. He brought us Jack Jones. He brought us Kaylavon Chasen. He brought us who was the other defensive line? Yeah. When he was the GM over here, bro, Champ Kelly, he hooked us up. Him and AP had it rolling, and then they blew that shit up. So I like the Dolphins scenario, man. I like the Dolphins. You know, they got Quinn Ewers, right? Is that the quarterback? I always get Carson Beck and Quinn Ewers mixed up. They got Quinn Ewers over there. I think Quinn Ewers has a damn good arm. You know, if you get Tyreek back, you got Jalen Waddle. You got Acne as a running back. You got solid players on the defense. I really thought last year, sitting at 14 or wherever they were at, 13 or 14, they should have took Jahad Campbell. You know, I thought that would have been huge for them to have the Mike linebacker in the middle, like Jahad Campbell. But every team let him go. I had him as the best linebacker in the NFL draft last year, and he turned out to be the best linebacker in the NFL draft this year so far. You know, so they got to get their drafts going a little bit better. But the Miami Dolphins, man, they have weapons, and I think Mike McDaniels was a big part of their problem. I think he was, you know, living that Miami limelight lifestyle, and not doing his job as a coach as much. So Miami's got a bunch of good pieces, man. And if they don't keep Tyreek, then they got trade value for Tyreek, right? Miami's in a good situation, and having Troy Aikman in the building, a guy that knows talent. Probably could help Quinn Ewers. I mean, shit, they got Cam Miller. They took my Las Vegas Raider back, Cam Miller. That was a Brady pick. They could be okay over there. Are the Raiders gonna play on a Super Bowl? I mean, they might play on the Super Bowl, but they ain't playing in one anytime soon. Get that and get more picks. Yes, the more picks, the better. And the reason I'm not sold on Mendoza like everybody else is, you know, besides all the other shit I just told you, but it's the fact that John Spytek loves those picks. And he believes you build through the draft, right? Build through the draft, build smart. You get guys in the building. You develop them so you keep them for their 4th and 5th year options. You don't let them walk, which all that was nonsense because he let Kaylavon Chasen and all the Raiders we've drafted for the last 4 years walk. And hopefully he learned his lesson. But if he sticks to his word and builds through the draft, I like Spytek. I like the direction he's going. And I like the fact that all the guys that we released in free agency are all in the playoffs. And it made him, open his eyes and be like, damn, maybe I shouldn't let these guys go. So hopefully there's guys in the building that are playing well enough to stay. But you can never have too many picks in the NFL draft, right? You can miss a lot. You can miss a lot in the draft. But you can also miss a lot on a free agent player that was cut because nobody wanted him. It was cut because he couldn't make the team. Some of them are cut because of salary cap, but that's not always the case. So I believe if you want to build a winning franchise, you do it through the draft. They get rid of Kyler. Yeah, they got to get rid of Kyler. You got the Miami Texans or the Philadelphia Patriots. Bro, don't come in here acting like I don't know football with some clown shit. Miami does not play in Texas, so they're not called the Texans. Just messing with you, bro. Philly is not in the playoffs, and they sure the hell aren't the Patriots. They might want to take Mendoza before the Jets for the first. They would have to. I mean, the Jets can have Mendoza, bro. Y'all can have Mendoza. Y'all can have Mendoza. I don't see that kid being anything special enough to turn this franchise around by himself, to make this offense by himself better. Now, with his accuracy and his quick release, if we had that last year, damn, my 12-5 record probably would have been a lot better. But I just don't know who the coach is or the offensive coordinator is. You got the Miami Texans or the Philadelphia Patriots. Lou Bundle. You funny, bro. You funny. You funny. I'm thankful for God. I'm a Catholic. Nice. And I'm also thankful for my mom and that she lives with me, and I love the Raiders. Those are all great things to be thankful for. And shout out to you for being thankful, right? Because most people are not thankful for the things they have and don't appreciate the value. I didn't kick him. I deleted the comment. Oh, I didn't get to see the comment, though. At Candy. No comments tonight. I'm devastated. What? All right. What else we got, man? God, there's a lot. That's why we keep trying to chill and gets crazy because people get mean on my channel. Don't let people get mean. Thank God I'm at the bottom. Woo! Boston Manny, what's good? Well, Candy, it's Josh Allen's fault. He fumbled 4 times and threw an interception. And when they went to throw to him during the play, he looked away. Shout out Chris. Shout out Chris with the little story time rhyme. All right, man. It's been 3 hours and 42 minutes. There's 23 people in here. I hope every one of you have liked and subscribed to the channel. If you want to be a smarter football fan, not just a Raider fan, subscribe to the channel, man. We drop daily knowledge about every team, not just my team. You want to know about your team? Ask me. If I don't know, shit, I'll find out. So yeah, thank everybody for being here, rocking with your guy. Appreciate the likes, appreciate the super chats. From the one and only Unleashed Raider, I appreciate your love always. This channel would not be here without you. But I thank y'all. I appreciate y'all's time. I appreciate y'all's knowledge. I appreciate y'all's questions, the talk, the chat, the camaraderie, all that good shit. I thank and pray to God. And don't like mean, evil people with a bunch of lies. Yeah, lying is not good. You gotta have integrity. Gotta be true to yourself. So, speaking of that, man, love all y'all. Appreciate everybody in the building. Raiders, much love. Protect your mind, your body, your family. Take care of yourself and others around you. And always, always be kind to others unless they're not kind to you. Then, peace. Much love.